It's just bitterly, bitterly cold here.
Well, the good news is it's going to be 60s in Chicago and by next week. So you're going to be landing to some good weather, hopefully later tonight.
I will take that all day long.
All right. Let's talk about the move that happened yesterday. Connor Murphy being traded to the Edmonton Oilers. Just your thoughts on when you saw that. Probably no surprise that he was moved, but just when you think of what Connor Murphy's impact was here in Chicago over the last 9 years, what do you think of?
Well, first off, just a class individual. They don't come any better than Connor Murphy. I had an opportunity to see him in the hotel yesterday after the news. He's talking to a few players, and I had 2 minutes with him, and I just wanted to tell him how much, we thank him, because he was just always so, open to the press. And if you can just go to one guy after a game or one guy in a pregame skate, morning skate, even after a couple of tough losses, it was Murph, because, he was always willing to talk. And, I told him too, there's not many, I've got 3 daughters at home, and a couple of them are married now, but I told him, I said, you know what, you're one of the guys that I would definitely love having in my family as a son-in-law. And he right away joked, he goes, oh yeah, it's because I make all this money. Like, no, I got a nice contract, but no, it goes beyond that. He's just a quality individual, the kind of guy that, just goes the extra mile. He really does. And I think his teammates realize that. Obviously, the Edmonton Oilers know it, and Stan Bowman obviously knows it firsthand. It was Stan who brought him to the Chicago Blackhawks, so he knows what he's all about. I think he's got a real good opportunity there. It looks like he'll be playing with Darnell Nurse on that second pair, so he might even get more ice time in Edmonton than he was getting here in Chicago. But don't miss him, especially on the penalty kill. I mean, he's a big part of that number 1 unit penalty kill, but the number 1 penalty kill, in the entire NHL. And it looks like we talked to Jeff Blashill this morning. Looks like Artie Levshunov will get some of those minutes. So let's see if Artie's up to it. Hope he is, but we will certainly miss Connor Murphy. They don't come any better than him.
And I'm really happy for him too, that he gets an opportunity to play some meaningful hockey. It is crazy that in his 13 years in the NHL, the only playoff experience he has was in those very few games in the bubble. And I don't even know if I really count that, because the Hawks technically weren't even in the playoffs when the regular season had ended. And so I'm just happy for him that he gets a shot to chase a Stanley Cup, but also experience playoff hockey in the way that it was intended.
Yeah, because there's nothing like it. And he's a gamer. When the games are big and they're on the line, and I know he hasn't played in the playoffs at all, really, he elevates his game. So I think it's just exactly what the Edmonton Oilers need. Evan Bouchard was killing penalties for them, and that's not a knock against Evan Bouchard, but we know what his game's about. He's a huge part of the power play. He takes chances. He's got the huge shot. You don't want guys like that necessarily killing penalties, so I think Murph is going to fit in there perfectly, and help them get to that next level. And everyone talks about the goaltending in Edmonton. I thought last year it was okay. Stuart Skinner was fine, and Tristan Jarry's had a real tough go of it since the trade. I think bringing in a guy like Murph will really help settle the goaltending too. He's going to kill plays in the middle of the ice. He's long, he's rangy. Those goaltenders won't be seeing those grade A opportunities. The other team won't get second and third opportunities when Murph is out there, because he's very responsible in front of his own net. So I think it's going to be a real good fit. And, people still worry about the goaltending in Edmonton. I think Murph will help really allay some of those fears.
It looks like Connor Bedard is going to be wearing the third A for Connor Murphy. Nice opportunity for him to kind of grow into more of a leadership role.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's pretty vocal anyway, and even though just his third year in the NHL, all of a sudden he's one of the veterans on this hockey team. That's how young the Chicago Blackhawks are. So I think he'll welcome that. And it's been my experience, whether it was personally when I wore an A with the New York Islanders, or when I've seen guys like Jeremy Roenick get a letter put on their shoulder, it elevates their game. And I don't know what it is. It's probably psychological, but they realize that, you know what, I've got a little higher I'm a little higher in the pecking order now amongst my teammates, and I want to make sure that I lead by example, and I give it my best every night. So Connor does that anyway, but I think the fact that he's got an A now, I think that'll mean a lot to him, and he will certainly lead by example.
All right, well, we know that you're going to give us your best tonight as well, so have a great call with John.
All right, Charlie. Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. John Weideman and Steve Conroy have the call coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Flooded basement, clogged toilet, whether it's a plumbing emergency or a simple repair, Plumbers 911 is your trusted source for the best plumbers. All licensed, insured, and trained members of Local 130. Call 1-833-PLUM-911 and you'll instantly be connected with a trusted union contractor like Bishop Plumbing in Mount Prospect. Wherever you are in Chicagoland, a Plumbers 911 contractor is nearby. Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911. They get the job right the first time.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yep, didn't think so. Ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are. Here's the good news. Chicagoland QC Kinetics patients are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the QC Kinetics team use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science, taking the powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrating them where you need relief. That's how Mike's training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Patrick's golf game is on fire again. Andrea's back in her garden, all real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases and joint damage slows, because nobody signs up for feeling older faster. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation are free. Call 312-546-4838, 312-546-4838, 312-546-4838. Ottawa, Illinois is the middle of everywhere. So take a little road trip to Ottawa, Illinois. A fun, friendly, charming destination. You'll love just taking a stroll around this quaint, beautiful town. And get ready to shop. Ottawa's filled with unique boutique shops. Ottawa's known for its very diverse culinary scene, too. From your inviting small-town coffee shop to award-winning locally brewed beer to all kinds of excellent casual and fine dining. Ottawa is in the middle of comfort. Settle down and snuggle up in one of Ottawa's nearly 400 rooms. Everything from established hotels to luxury resorts and private rentals to cottages and B&Bs. Ottawa is the middle of making memories. There's so much packed into this hidden gem in the Midwest. Take my advice, start making your memories in Ottawa. Book your stay at visitottawail.com. Visitottawail.com. Brought to you by Ottawa, the middle of everywhere, and the Illinois Office of Tourism.
Chicago Blackhawks hockey. One city.
Chicago.
One sweater.
The Blackhawks.
Generations who eat, sleep, live, and breathe it.
That's all I want to do. That's all I think about.
24/7.
Yes, 24/7.
From the anthem to the final horn. This is Chicago Grit on ice.
This is what we do.
This is who we are.
This is Blackhawks hockey.
Love my Blackhawks.
With the call of the game, here's John Weideman and Steve Conroy.
The Chicago Blackhawks finish a 4-game roadie here in the True North tonight as they try to ground the Winnipeg Jets in a divisional battle. Winnipeg won the President's Trophy last season, but they've struggled to find their form this year. So with the trade deadline looming and the Jets looking like a seller, the Hawks can almost make that a reality with a road win tonight up here in the Peg. Well, hi again, everyone. John Weideman along with Steve Conroy. We are here at the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Charlie Roumeliotis is standing by in Blackhawks Central. We want to welcome you into this portion of the pregame show. The Blackhawks taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Steve, this is a team that the Blackhawks have beaten one other time this season. That was the shutout on home ice at the United Center. They're facing a team, regardless of what I said in this opening statement, they're facing a team that believes they can make the playoffs. They're starting an 8-game homestand here tonight against the Blackhawks. And their head coach, Scott Arniel, says, we have belief in our room that this could be the start of something great. Right now, they're 9 points out of the last playoff spot. I mean, good luck. If they had half of a season, I'd have a little more faith. But I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe for the Jets, and the Blackhawks can make it even tougher.
Well, they certainly would with a win here tonight. And you look at this Winnipeg Jets team, though, and yeah, they haven't done what they were, capable of last year, which was win the President's Trophy, be the best team in the entire NHL. They lost a key cog in Nikolai Ehlers, and I think they didn't realize what a big part of their team he was. Not just the goal scoring. I mean, I think he had 29 goals last year, but he was just a guy that, brought the team together, was really good about bringing the puck up the ice, about gaining the other team's zone. That's one area I think that they probably missed the most is a guy like Nikolai Ehlers. That all being said, they've lost a bunch of games by one goal. They've lost a bunch of overtime games, a number of close fought games by just a single goal. So this team, I think their record probably doesn't fully reflect what they're capable of, what they've maybe done this year. And, of course, with what Connor Hillebuck did in the Olympics just a couple of weeks ago, that might give them a little bit of a incentive and push here.
See, before I continue on, I want to send out my personal thanks to Dana Gray, the fine Rockford Ice Hogs broadcaster. You had an opportunity to work with Dana for a couple of games. And, Dana, you did a solid job in my stead. Sorry I lost my voice, folks. It happens when I get a cold sometimes, so hopefully that won't ever happen again. But, Dana, good on you. You did a great job from everything I've heard. Who's going to deliver? Sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. Electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacompanihome.com. Go with Captain Nick Foligno. He scored a goal out in Utah. He leads all the Blackhawks in career points against the Winnipeg Jets. Keys for the game, sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Steve has those keys.
Yeah, John, first off with the Blackhawks, keep the chemistry building. That win versus the Utah Mammoth featured 3 new look lines. And I thought the best line was maybe the fourth line, Foligno, Moore, and Slaggert. They were absolutely fantastic. Nazar, Donato, and Teravainen, they had a couple of goals. So the new, the reshuffled lines looked really, really good against the Utah Mammoth. Keep that going. Secondly, fill the hole that Murph leaves. And Connor Murphy, we've heard it through the pregame show, just recently traded to the Edmonton Oilers. He's one of the top penalty killers. Artie Levshunov will be counted on to fill his shoes in that department and finally finish the trip on a high note. Could have had wins in Nashville and Colorado. They got the win in Utah. Winnipeg has lost 4 of their last 5 games. Maybe you can win it here.
I'd like to see it. All right, Steve, who are you banking on tonight? Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank, celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
John, I'm going to go with the low-hanging fruit. Connor Bedard did not have a point in the last game, but he normally lights it up against these Winnipeg Jets. 5 goals in the 8 games he has played against Winnipeg. Where he played his junior hockey Regina, only about 350 miles from here. So I think he likes playing these Jets. Connor Bedard's a guy I'm banking on.
I would concur. All right, stage has been set. The Blackhawks and the Jets set to do battle. But before they do, we send it down to ice level, and we pick up our anthem singers here tonight. And tonight it's both anthems, the Star Spangled Banner and O Canada. Hawks fans, please enjoy both national anthems.
The mission of celebrating Black culture here in Winnipeg. To perform tonight's national anthems, please welcome One Voice.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and brave. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, keep our glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. That was beautiful. All right, let's get to the starting lineups. In goal for the Jets, Connor Hellebuck. Yep, the gold medal winning goaltender for Team USA. He doesn't have his gold medal on in the crease. Obviously, it's probably in his locker stall. But anyway, against the Blackhawks in his career, 21-8-1 with 2 shutouts. And at defense for the Jets are going to be Hayden Fleury and Luke Schenn. Up front from left to right, Gustav Nyquist starts at left wing. Jonathan Toews, former Hawk captain, will start at center ice. And starting at the right wing, Walker Duehr. For the Blackhawks, it's going to be Spencer Knight in goal. He picked up his first career win against these Jets. The last time these two teams played back at the United Center, his record 1-2-1 with 1 shutout. At defense for the Hawks, Alex Vlasic and Louis Crevier. Up front from left to right, Nick Foligno starts at left wing. Oliver Moore centers the opening line for the Hawks. Landon Slaggert at the right wing. Referees are Garrett Rank and John McIsaac, linesman Dan Kelly, and David Frieswa. Third meeting of 4 set to begin. Down to center ice we go. The drop of the puck, we're underway, and the Hawks control as Moore wins the faceoff back to Vlasic. Hawk line. He'll step ahead at center, put it into the Jet zone. Moore down the right wing, tries to backhand it in front. Luke Schenn laid down on his belly to block the pass. Nick Foligno got the puck back. To Levshunov right point. To Matt Grzelcyk left point. Long shot from there, deflects wide. Foligno along the right boards tried to kick it. The puck had bounced over his skate. Nyquist the other way for the Jets. Crossing the Hawk line on the left wing. Put it down in behind the net. Artem Levshunov is there now to pick it up. Levshunov scoops the puck up the left wing side. Oliver Moore breaks into the Jet zone down the left wing. And from the corner, rifles a shot over the net. And it ricochets around the glass and down into the Hawk zone. Teams are in line changes as the Hawks get the puck back.
Pretty good first shift there for that fourth line. A nice play by Ollie Moore to Foligno in front.
Here's Bertuzzi down the left wing into the Jet zone. 4 goals shy of his career high 30. Spins it behind the net out to the right point, Louis Crevier. Down to Bertuzzi, right corner. He'll carry it up the boards to the point, then turn to fire, and that goes wide of the Jets' net. Ilya Mikheyev had the puck along the left wing boards, had it knocked away. Dylan Sandberg of the Jets got it back at the Jets line. So Kyle Connor Hawk line hands it in for Mark Scheifele into the Hawk zone, but Louis Crevier poke checks the puck down ice, and this ends up in the Jet zone, and again a quick change for the Hawks. Now Bertuzzi along the right board, fed the slot. Ilya Mikheyev with a toe drag and a backhand. It's kicked out of there with a scrambling save by Hellebuck.
A great play there by Mikheyev. The pass from Bertuzzi, he jumped in, actually faked the shot, got the defender to go down, and eventually just missing on the short side.
Sandberg behind the net, turned the puck over. Tyler Bertuzzi walks out the side of the net. Looked like he was tripped. No penalty call. Here's Elias Salomonson for the Jets to center ice. Sticks it down the glass behind the Hawk net. Rolls around to Ethan Del Mastro, fresh up from Rockford in only his 3rd game this season. Put it over to Rinzel along the right boards to Del Mastro at center ice. To Andre Burakovsky into the Jet zone, left wing side. Leaves it between the circles. And Ryan Green tried to wipe the puck over to Connor Bedard. This is quickly cleared to center ice. Here's Lowry for the Jets. Put it into the Hawk zone. Cole Perfetti. Long shot from the right point. Butterfly save made by Knight. Ryan Green dropping it down behind the Hawk net. Sam Rinzel there to get it. He's chased out by Alex Iafallo of the Jets. And then Renzel got the puck back and passes up the right wing side. Connor Bedard Hawk line, right wing side. Put it to the Jets line. Picked up by big Logan Stanley, who's having a career season for the Jets this year. Stanley lost the puck into the Hawk zone. And then Burakovsky played it off the far corner boards in the Hawk end. The Jets get it back. Pearson to Cole Koepke, the right wing corner. Spins it behind the net around to Fleury along the near boards. Hit by Levchinov. Now Levchinov gets 2 for his money as he slams Koepke into the boards in the right wing corner. But the Jets retain the puck. Long shot from the high slot is turned away, and it looked like Levchinov may have caught a high stick on this play. A penalty coming up here to the Jets.
Yeah, that was against Murray Barron. Murray Barron off the rebound was trying to maybe bump that puck out of midair and ended up catching the face of Artie Levchinov. If he's bleeding, that's a possible double minor. We will wait for the official call.
Winnipeg penalty number 36, 2 minutes, high sticking.
So there you heard it.
No blood on the play, so it's just a 2-minute minor to Barron. But more importantly, the first power play of the night goes to the Chicago Blackhawks.
No draw circle to the left of Hellebuck. And in to take the draw, Adam Lowry, the captain for the Winnipeg Jets, against the Hawks, Frank Nazar. Nazar wins the draw to Teravainen along the right side boards. He's twisted off the puck. Nazar diving to knock it free, but right onto the stick of Lowry, shorthanded. The Koepke breaking in the Hawk zone. Down the slot, he draws a penalty. Teams are going to play 4 sides. So Sam Renzel doubling back to defend on that Koepke break into the Hawk zone. He might have got caught turning as Koepke came by, and Koepke got a half step on him there.
Yeah, Koepke showing some really good speed there. Here's the call.
Chicago penalty number 6, 2 minutes for holding.
Well, Sam Renzel can skate, but Koepke kind of pulled away from him. I got to correct myself. I said Murray Barron. Murray Barron, longtime player in the NHL from a generation ago. It's Morgan Barron who took the penalty for the Winnipeg Jets, and it's Sam Renzel who takes the penalty for the Blackhawks. Maybe a good penalty because it looked as if Koepke had a partial breakaway there. So we will see 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 47, and then a very short power play for Winnipeg.
So the draw stays in the Hawk zone. Lassik's got the puck. He'll carry up the left wing side. Now stops on a dime as Kyle Connor was in pursuit. Lassick turns away, flips the puck behind the net to the right wing boards. Ilya Mikheyev. Alex Lassick suddenly with some room at center ice. To Louis Crevier over the line. He'll fire from the right point. And that goes through traffic and wide and banks down ice to the Hawk blue line. Ilya Mikheyev back to get it there.
Really like the way Alex Lassick is taking control out there. He wants the puck. He's skating with the puck and showing some really good confidence and good speed, too.
Mikheyev hands the puck off to Frank Nazar into the Jet zone high slot where he fires a shot. It was blocked by Solomonson. Here are the Jets coming up ice. Kyle Connor carries into the Hawk zone along the left side. Drops it off Mark Scheifele. At the right circle. And a shot, they score. It's going to be Dylan Sandberg of the Jets. He was backing up in the right circle and took a perfect pass from Mark Scheifele. And then in the next motion, he fired it past Spencer Knight with the sides 4 against 4. It's 1-0 Winnipeg.
Yeah, real good work by Kyle Connor, too. And I believe that was Connor along the boards who literally drew 2 defenders to himself. He dishes it off to Scheifele. And, John, you mentioned that that's a pinpoint pass right into the wheelhouse of Sandberg, the one-timer, and not a lot. Spencer Knight, well, it actually beat Spencer Knight just below the glove. He was actually in better position than I thought. He had adjusted to that pass. Unfortunately, it beat him just below the glove, above the pad. And the first goal of the game goes to the Winnipeg Jets.
So it's Sandberg from Scheifele and Connor at 3:59 of period number 1. The sides remain 4 aside now for the next 49 seconds. Then the Jets will get a power play. Cole Perfetti into the Hawk zone. Crossing the slot, tried to drop the puck over along the near boards. Kicked away by Levchinov. Now in behind the Hawk net. Matt Grizzly to the puck. Put it away into the near corner and then up the boards for Connor Bedard, who's jostled with the shoulder from Logan Stanley and goes down. The Jets get the puck back in their end. Here's Cole Perfetti to center ice. He's over the Hawk line left wing. Cuts into the high slot, fires a shot. Grizzly blocked that. Now Grizzly picks up the puck, Hawk line left wing. To Levchinov now over the center ice circle. Leaving it there for Connor Bedard. Here's Bedard, had it poke checked away by Perfetti, but right to big Louis Crevier. And he'll sweep the puck down the left side boards and in behind the Jets net. Stopped by Hellebuck, and the Jets get it back. Jets now have power play for the next 13. Stanley with a pass ahead, Hawk line to Morgan Barron. Off his stick to the left wing corner, but he got it back, fed it through for Jonathan Toews. It's off his stick. Vlasic takes the puck back behind the net, drives it around the glass to center ice. Hawks come to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Jets get the puck back. Now we're going to get an icing call here against the Hawks. So 1-0 in favor of the Jets with 14:39 left in period one.
Well, it's funny, Scott Arneal talking this morning about this Chicago Blackhawk team, and yeah, the last time they faced them, they were shut out 2-0 at the United Center, a sold-out United Center, we should point out. That was the night they honored former captain Jonathan Toews, but in that game, he was really complimentary of the Blackhawks defenseman, long, rangy, and really fast.
Now this next draw won by the Jets. Hayden Fleury for the left point, tosses one in front of the Hawk net. Swept away by Crevier to the left wing boards. Nick Foligno there. Will drop the puck in behind the net. Jason Dickinson put it around at the left wing to Foligno. He'll take the puck down behind the net. Give it to Vlasic. Tried to get it back to Foligno, and now he'll grab it and escape. Head now to Landon Slaggert, crossing the Jet line on the right wing. Stops and starts from the right wing boards. Put it down in behind the net to the left wing corner. Oliver Moore to Nick Foligno back in the net. Lost his footing and fell down, and then recovered the puck behind the net. And it's pushed out of there. Moore got it back. Moore tried to feed the right point. Picked up by Gustav Nyquist of the Jets. Nyquist, no goals in 38 games this season. Hands the puck ahead. Walker Duo will clear it down in behind the Hawk net. Sam Renzel carrying the puck to center ice up the right wing. Whips it down the glass in behind the Jets net to the left wing corner. Frank Nazar runs into a check from Salamanson there. Ryan Donato to the puck for the Hawks. Tried to put it behind the Hawk net for Teravainen. Teravainen now pokes it away to the left wing corner. Donato is there, battling with Salamanson. Then the puck taken by Sandberg, who flips it up the slot, picked off by Ethan Del Mastro. Over to Nazar, and he'll drive one to the top of the left circle, kicked out of there.
Might have hit the post. What a great pass that was from Levshunov, though. Levshunov, I believe, got it down and across right through that box into the wheelhouse of Frank Nazar. And might have hit the outside of the post.
Now Levshunov makes a pass from the near corner Hawk zone. This misses everybody and goes down, and icing is called against the Hawks. 1-0 Jets.
Whenever there's a turnover and you can pass it through the defenders, you're probably going to get a real good look. And that was a great look by Frank Nazar, who I thought played one of his better games, his last one against the Utah Mammoth. Levshunov, though, heads-up play, that cross-ice pass and the quick shot, I think just ended up going off the outside of the post on Connor Hellebuck.
By the way, that goal by Dylan Sandberg, that was his first of the season. Back in the Hawk zone. Vlasic settling the puck down. He'll move in behind the net. Drops it Levshunov near corner. Outlets to Dickinson at center ice. Go hustling Ilya Mikheyev over the Jet line to Tyler Bertuzzi, top of the left circle. He sent one toward the net and deflects wide. He's puck around to the near boards. Gabe Velarde, the Jets, clears to center. And Louis Crevier from in front of the penalty timekeeper bench dumps the puck to the left wing corner of the Jets end. Quickly scooped up the boards by the Jets' Dylan DeMello down to the Hawk blue line. Crevier to get it there. To Bertuzzi, to Mikheyev. He's over the Jet line, right point. Sends the puck across, was intended for Dickinson. Sandberg instead for the Jets took it away, and then Velarde nearly gave the puck away at his blue line to the Hawks' Tyler Bertuzzi. Logan Stanley back to get the puck behind the Jets net. Clear to center ice. Sam Renzel chops it back off the boards and down into the Jet zone. And Sandberg now has the puck. He'll take it back in behind the Jets net. Have a look and start up. Here's Sandberg passing on the right wing side. Luke Shen. Adam Lowry into the Hawk zone. Drops it off Alex Iafallo from the right wing board. Tried to center the puck, picked off by the Hawks. Renzel then makes a pass ahead for Ryan Green that misses. It goes down, and again, we get icing.
Those are the kind of passes you can't mess up. I think Sam Renzel maybe could have taken a couple of more strides before he made that pass, but he gets it. It looks like it's going to be an easy tic-tac-toe play, but he puts it about 3 feet in front of Ryan Green. It's an icing, and now they've got to try and win a draw in their own zone.
Bedard's going to win it away from Adam Lowry, who's just under 55% on draws this season. Connor Bedard's face-off win percentage has improved. He's up to 46.
He's looked really good since coming back off that injury. Of course, he's taking face-offs now since the Olympic break. Prior to that, was not in the face-off circle.
He wins this one, and then the Hawks come up ice on the attack. Bedard racing into the Jet zone, down behind the net. hit in the right wing corner. Absorbs the check from Dick Lowry. Puck comes free. Ryan Green's got it. Green tried to center the puck in front. And stopped by the goaltender Hellebuck. Then Bedard finishes his check on Salomonson in the left wing corner. Puck comes free now to Burakovsky. Burakovsky tried to center the puck. Bounces into the air. Bedard knocked it down with the high stick. Taken back by the Jets. Taken back by the Hawks. Enzel right point. Bedard along the right wing boards. Bottom by Adam Lowry. And Lowry will then sweep the puck down ice right in on Spencer Knight.
Dylan Sandberg, a real good defensive play deep in his own zone. It looked like Ryan Green was trying to get it to Burakovsky, and Sandberg just laid the body down and blocked it.
Over more to the puck in the right wing corner off the give from Foligno. Speeds it back to the line, Levshinoff. Now to Del Mastro, top of the left circle. He drives one toward the net. This deflects over top and into the right wing corner. Foligno there, put it behind the net to Moore. He feeds a pass up the slot. Walker Dewar took it away from the Jets. He clears into the Hawk zone. Look out, Levshinoff, a little confused in front of the net, nearly turned the puck over. Now he does to Nyquist. Nyquist back in the net, will roll out bottom of the left circle and fire a shot. Never got through to the net. Jonathan Taves had the puck. He's pushed off of it by Foligno. Jets get it back, however. And at the right point, put it down behind the Hawk net. Nyquist has it there. Trying to feed it in front. This hits the leg of Levshinoff and goes away. And now Hayden Fleury misplays the puck at the Hawk blue line, pulls it to center ice, put it back into the Hawk zone, putting him and his teammates offside. 1-0 Jets about halfway through period number 1 here in Winnipeg. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Chris Chelios. What are you sipping tonight? El Bandito Yankee is a new ultra-premium tequila that is 100% pure and natural with no additives. Just 100% blue agave. El Bandito Yankee Tequila is the most flavorful blue Weber agave in the world. Now available at Benny's, Mariano's, Jewel, and Woodman's. Go to elbanditoyankee.com to learn more about what makes us so damn good.
When injuries slow you down, you need a team that knows how to get you back in the game. At Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, their highly trained professionals work together to deliver empathetic, timely, and efficient patient care so you can move better, live better. And if an injury happens after hours, they've got you covered with IBJI Ortho Access beyond their regular clinic hours. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Learn more at IBJI.com. That's IBJI.com.
No matter where your journey takes you, Navigant Law Group can help chart your course. Even if you have an estate plan in place, life's headwinds can cause a change of direction. Getting married, having kids, changing careers, the loss of a spouse, or becoming a grandparent are all reasons to revisit your estate plan. Call attorney Millie Palmer at 847-253-8800 to discuss creating or updating your plan. Call 847-253-8800 or visit navigantlaw.com.
Bob Surratt in charge of the station, weekday morning 6 to 10. Now it's Blackhawks hockey.
Well, experience the Blackhawks like never before with our 2026-2027 membership plans. Benefits include discounts on concessions at the United Center, priority access to home playoff games, and exclusive member-only events. Secure your spot next season or talk to a rep today at blackhawks.com/membership.
Shots are 4-1 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. Not that the Blackhawks haven't been trying to create the opportunity, but the Jets, give them credit. I mean, they're pretty tough to score on at their end of the ice when they've got a guy like Connor Hellebuck, an all-world goaltender, manning the pikes. And then you have their defense who can make it a tough night for you.
John, we were at the morning skate, and one thing that you do notice right away with Winnipeg is their size. They've got some really big guys, big forwards. You know, Adam Lowry's a big body. I've seen him really finish his check on Connor Bedard a couple of times. And the other thing that they do, and they ended up scoring on it too, their D really like to join the rush. And I know it was a 4-on-4, but Dylan Sandberg was only 25 feet off to the left of goaltender Spencer Knight. Watch for that to keep happening. And I know Josh Morrissey not in the lineup and Neil Pionk, those guys love to do it, but Logan Stanley, Dylan Sandberg, we saw it already, aren't afraid to join the rush.
Hawks get the draw and come up ice. Here's Nazar breaking through the defense over the Jet line and fires a shot in and out of the glove of Hellebuck.
What an opportunity there for Frank Nazar. Turnover by Winnipeg, and it looked like he was trying to go low glove on Hellebuck.
Here's Morgan Barron into the Hawk zone, left wing corner, leaving the puck for Cole Koepke. From Two Harbors, Minnesota. That, by the way, if you're a geography buff, that's on the west coast of Lake Superior. It's a little cold up there, up in Duluth, north of Duluth.
Hockey country.
Yeah. Dylan DeMello, right point. To Barron along the right boards. To Logan Stanley, left point. To the high slot, DeMello sends a rolling puck toward the net. That deflects wide. Barron from the right wing corner. Gave it to Tanner Pearson, right circle. He'll fire a tough angle shot from near the corner. Kicked out of there by Spencer Knight. And now Teuvo Teravainen takes a handoff up the left wing to center ice and unintentionally scoops that puck up into the Jets bench. And so we get a whistle stopping play. 9:05 left in the first up here in Winnipeg. 1-0 Jets.
Well, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, and only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of light beer.
Jason Dickinson facing off against Mark Scheifele. Scheifele, one of two players in this game that were snubbed by Canada for, let's say, being a part of the Olympics. The other being Connor Bedard. But Bedard's injury, I think, during the earlier portion of the season kind of put him in a bad position for that, unfortunately. But Connor will get his chance. I think Scheifele will, too. Scheifele's a terrific center. Into the Hawks zone come the Jets. The aforementioned Scheifele shot it down behind the net into the near corner. And Jason Dickinson battling there with the Jets' Gabe Velarde. Works the puck free. Vlasic now from the far corner. Passing up the left wing, Ilya Mikheyev, center ice. Rink-wide pass for Dickinson goes down to the right wing corner, Jet zone. Dickinson checks his man off the puck. Bertuzzi fed it across. Here's Del Mestro with a blast, and that's into the breadbasket of Hellebuck, and he'll hold on. Yeah, Dickinson trying to get to any kind of a rebound. He was pulled out of the fray by Luke Shen. All right, 1-0 in favor of the Jets with 8:17 left in period number one. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hang out with me middays 10 to 2. I'm John Williams. We'll get you back to the ice in just a couple minutes.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Charlie Romeliotis. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel ever, and it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last season after season. Connect with a local contractor or visit free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
They finally decided to tackle the garage. 3 hours later, they found a broken lawn chair and high school trophies no one remembers winning. Don't give up. Call Junk Luggers. They'll clear out the clutter, haul it away, and make sure usable items are donated or recycled whenever possible. In no time, that garage looks spacious. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
Jiffy Lube's quick, quality 15-minute oil change service means your car will be ready before you know it. You'll find yourself saying, already ready? With Jiffy Lube, you'll be in and out in a jiffy.
We'll make it an outing to remember at the United Center with Blackhawk Family Packs presented by Marathon. Each ticket includes a hot dog, popcorn bucket, and soft drink. You can grab yours today by visiting blackhawks.com/familypack.
Jets get this next faceoff in their end of the rink, and Solomonson lifts the puck down into the Hawks zone. The Hawks now get possession. At Grizzlick Hawk blue line, will drop it off to Bedard, who has to stab it past Alex Iafallo and try to work his way past a couple of other Jets. He could not. Jets get it back. Iafallo at center ice on the right wing. Pushed off the puck nicely as he enters the Hawk zone. That by Andre Burakovsky, who last time here in Winnipeg scored a goal from between his feet. I don't know how he did it, but he caught a pass out of the corner, and he went between his legs with the shot and ended up scoring a goal. It's an unbelievable goal in the season. But Andre hasn't scored in 13 games. He's hoping tonight might be the night. Back in the Jet zone, Dylan Sandberg in the corner. Put it behind his net over to Walker Dewar. The Sioux Falls, South Dakota native will flip it ahead to the Hawk blue line to Cole Perfetti, who lifts the puck into the Hawk zone, and the Hawks get possession. Sam Renzel to center. to Del Mastro, left wing of center ice, front of the benches. Winds it down behind the Jets net. Hellebuck out to play the puck into the corner. And Landon Slaggert there, left wing corner. To Foligno, back of the net. He scored his 250th career goal in Utah. Works it out to the line. Renzel to Foligno, left circle. Tough angle shot goes wide. And the puck rims around the dasher and back down ice into the Hawk zone. Ethan Del Mastro back to get it for the Hawks. Pulls in behind the net. He's hit as he unloads a pass up the left wing. Hawks line to Foligno. Now Oliver Moore at center ice, and he'll dump it down behind the Jets net. Hayden Fleury racing in to get the puck for the Jets. Carries out, moving it ahead. Tanner Pearson over the Hawk line to the right circle. Drops it off there for Fleury. He slammed into the far corner boards with a big body check by Louis Crevier. Hawks come out of their end. Donato de Nazar over the Jets line. Nazar dropping along the left boards. Vlasic there, tried to poke it toward the net. Stroked out of there by the Jets. Fleury to center ice. Nazar's got it back into the Jet zone. Works it past the defense to the left wing corner. Drops the puck off to Donato. He'll whip it behind the net around to Crevier along the right boards. Fires a wrist shot from there, and it's blocked in front by Luke Shen. And now Shen grabs the puck and clears up the left wing to center ice. Cole Koepke into the Hawk zone to Tanner Pearson, right circle. Strokes it in on goal. Kicked out by Knight. Now Knight will cover the puck to the left of his crease and hold it, and a whistle will stop play. We'll take another break with 5:53 left in period number one here in Winnipeg. It's the Jets 1 and the Hawks no score. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans. I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Dave Musil, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And I want to guarantee you a breakdown-free winter. Did you know that a dirty furnace costs more to operate and can lead to higher utility bills and untimely breakdowns? Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up and save $50. A Four Seasons furnace tune-up includes a 35-point inspection, complete cleaning, and we calibrate every component of your furnace. So call today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
A mesothelioma or lung cancer diagnosis leaves you overwhelmed. Who's responsible? What are your options? How to protect your family's future? When everything's uncertain, finding clear personal guidance is difficult. Vogel-Zang Law makes a meaningful difference. For over 25 years, their attorneys have focused exclusively on asbestos cases, helping families nationwide with care and experience. They'll meet with you in your home, explain your rights, and outline next steps with no obligation. Call 312-466-1669 or visit vogelzanglaw.com.
It's Tom Stilling, back to Blackhawks hockey right here on WGN Radio. Here are the boys.
Thanks, Tom. And the Blackhawks are kicking off the final chapter of this centennial season with a celebration night of the Next Originals presented by BMO. Join us at the United Center next Friday, March 6th, as the Vancouver Canucks are in town. And the first 8,000 fans in attendance will also receive an exclusive Tommy Hawk bobblehead. You can still purchase your tickets today at blackhawks.com/tickets.
You want to miss out on that? Get a T-Hawk bobblehead. One of the coolest mascots in all of sports, Tommy Hawk. He's got some, I'll tell you what, he's got some wheels and he's got some moves. They play the music at the United Center, and Tommy Hawk could put on a show. A face-off circle to the right of Spencer Knight. Gabe Velarde of the Jets against Ryan Green of the Hawks, and Green wins this draw to Crevier. Moving up the right wing side, snaps a pass ahead for Ilya Mikheyev that was too hot to handle, and goes all the way down for icing. And so they'll do it all again back in the Hawk zone. And by the way, this is going to be the Four Seasons face-off. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric, and generators.
Early in this hockey game, John, but Frank Nazar's really stood out to me. He's had a couple of good looks. He had that partial breakaway about 5 minutes ago. He's making things happen when he's on the ice.
Using that speed, looks like he's gaining that extra step on defenders who, I guess if they see enough of that, they're going to be backing off and giving him even more room to trying to defend. I don't know what's the right way to play somebody with that kind of speed. Right?
Well, when you play with Trump, watch this first.
Now Salamonson, high slot Hawk zone to Kyle Connor, looping through the high slot out to the line. Stopping in the deep slot, being pursued by Mikheyev. Now he drops the puck off to Sandberg at the line, put it over left wing side to Salamonson. He'll fire one wide of the Hawk net. Connor at the right point. Tried to chip the puck deep into the Hawks zone. This hits McCabe and deflects up into the Hawks bench. So we get a whistle. They'll face it off again in the Hawks zone. A circle to Knights left. 1-0 Jets.
John, that last shift was just a great example of the difference in the defensive zone coverage by the Blackhawks. A lot more aggressive. Guys are chasing defensemen out to the blue line, putting pressure on them, and I think it's really helped. And, you know, if you haven't been listening to the last few games, the Blackhawks changed their defensive zone coverage post-Olympics. And so that week of training camp they had, they really worked really hard on the defensive zone coverage, and I think it's been paying off. I know they didn't win in Nashville. They didn't win in Colorado. They very easily could have. They won big time in Utah, and I think a big part of that has been the change in the defensive zone coverage.
But just the fact that they were in all 3 games and a break here or there might mean that, you know, they're 3-0 instead of, you know, 1-2 on this road trip looking for that second win. Well, here's Logan Stanley to center ice. Fires a long one off the left wing boards. This one actually hit the glass and then the protective netting in the corner and ends up back in play. We get the whistle.
Well, that's what Jeff Blashill was talking about this morning. They've been really good defensively the last 3 games, limiting chances. They breaking the puck out really well. I haven't noticed it quite as much in this game. But what he did point out is when you can break the puck out cleanly, you're going to be on the attack a lot more. And that's exactly what happened in that Utah game. They were on the attack, they were on their toes, and they put the Utah Mammoth on their heels.
Well, once again, the benches come into play here as Walker Dewar attempting to turn his stick blade at the right angle to chop the puck into the Hawk zone. He ends up sending it up into the Hawk bench, and Jimmy Heinzelman had to duck out of the way there at the end of the bench. Well, Jimmy and Troy Parchman, Joe Huff, all the equipment staff, DJ, they put in some long hours. And not every season is as fun as a championship season. Sometimes there's a lot of work involved, and these guys pay the price.
It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
You mentioned the long hours. Players really rely on the equipment staff. It's the tools of their trade. And if they're not right, they don't play right.
So here's Walker Dewar now in front of the Hawks bench. Carries into the Hawks zone. He's checked there by Matt Grzelcyk. Loses the puck. Connor Bedard back the other way. Bedard to the Jet line, steps across, drop pass to Renzel. Works the puck down the right wing boards, then tries to center. This topples over to the left wing boards. Bedard's got it there from Iafallo. Now Bedard, outnumbered by both Iafallo and Lowry, has to kick at the puck. Lowry trying to chop it back to center ice and does. Perfetti had it swept away just at the Hawk line by Del Mastro. Then at the Hawk line, Lowry takes the puck. Swings it down behind the net, around to the right point. Luke Shen fires, and Ethan Del Mastro stuck his left leg out to block that shot, and then recovers, knocking Iafallo off the puck with a little bit of a shoulder. Hawks get it back, then Levshunov had it bounce off his skate. Lowry took it back and fires from the right circle. That goes wide. Here's Fleury firing from the left point. That hit Bertuzzi in the side of the foot. He's on the hobble. And in the words of Foster Hewitt, he's on the limp and heading to the bench. Meanwhile, the puck goes down into the Jet zone. Nazar's got it left wing corner. Tried to spin it out to the right point for Louis Crevier. That misses, and the puck goes down back into the Hawk end. Pearson run off the puck by Crevier. Now behind the net, they battle. Ryan Donato into assist. Morgan Barron grabs the puck for the Jets. Put it into the right circle for Koepke, but it bounces off of his stick, and Donato's got it back. Skating up the right wing, he'll backhand the puck through the air to the left wing corner of the Jet zone, then hustles in to get a loose puck. Gave it to Nazar, who fires from the bottom of the right circle, and a stick save is made by Hellebuck.
Yeah, I think that puck was bouncing when Nazar picked that out of midair, got a shot on net, just their fourth shot of this first period, but a smart play.
Renzel down the right wing into the Jet end, put it in front of the net. It was intended for Foligno. His stick was all tied up by that of Salomonson. Koepke breaking back to the Hawk blue line, right wing side. Swings the puck into the right wing corner, Hawk in. Vlasic had to push away a broken and discarded stick to get to the puck, and as he did, Gabe Velarde circled in and tried to work the puck free. But Vlasic is keeping it away from 2 Jets. Now Vlasic catches a high stick. The referee, did he catch it or not? And Vlasic is looking at the officiating staff as if to say, I can't believe you guys didn't catch that.
Well, there was a whistle, and I'm wondering why they blew the whistle. It must have been because of the penalty. Well, he is heading to the penalty box, so we'll hear for the official call. Doesn't look like Crevier. Make that Vlasic's bleeding, but they're getting together right now to discuss it. And actually, the linesman's coming in right now to discuss it. So Only reason there would have been a whistle, right, John, is the fact that somebody got hit with a stick, unless they were blowing it because,
Gabe Velarde came up with his stick. His stick blade was turned sideways. Let's get the call.
The call on the ice is Winnipeg number 13 has a double minor high stick. The play will be under review.
And we get a look at Alex Vlasic on our monitor. He is bleeding a little bit from the nose.
So that's good news for the Blackhawks. I mean, unfortunately for Alex Vlasic, he's got a bloody nose, but I think he'll take that all day long if this ends up being a double minor. Maybe they're checking this to make sure that it wasn't an intentional high stick, which in that case would be a 5-minute major. I'm pretty sure it was an accidental high stick from Velarde. And they've made a quick decision on it, and here it is.
Number 13 has a double minor 4-minute high stick.
So there it is. I think if it was an intentional high stick, Steve, that might draw a match penalty.
Yeah, so we'll see a 4-minute power play unless the Blackhawks score, and they're certainly hoping they do. They did score a power play in their last game against Utah. They only had a 13-second power play earlier in this first period, but they should close out this period on the power play unless they score one. And then, of course, as soon as they score one, the first penalty comes off and the second one starts.
This is a Citco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citco. Download the app now to start saving. Face off in the jet zone, won by Nazar. Put it to the right point. Levshunov moving into the deep slot, gave it to Teravainen right point. Down to Bertuzzi right corner to Teravainen beside the right wing circle. To Levshunov at the line, deep slot, now to Teravainen right point. He'll move down, put it in front of that. Bertuzzi tried to feed it back to the top of the left circle for Bedard. The pass misses and slides out to center ice.
That was a real nice play. It gets bumped down to Bertuzzi. I thought he could have shot it. He probably should have shot it. Tried to make that extra pass over to Bedard.
Now Bedard snaps the puck down the right wing shelf that separates the boards and the glass. And it ends up behind the Jets net. Sandberg back there outnumbered. Nazar pulled it away to Levshunov high slot. To Bedard right point. Put it over left wing half boards. Teravainen leaving it there for Bedard. He'll poke it to the corner to Nazar. Bottom of the left circle to the slot. A shot from Teravainen. He scores! And the Blackhawks tie the score on the power play. A sweet feed there from Nazar up the slot to Teuvo Teravainen, and he rips it past Hellebuck. And 1-1 the score. The Hawks will stay on the power play.
Oh, one Olympian against the other. Teravainen playing for Finland up against Team USA goaltender Connor Hellebuck, and he beats him right over the shoulder. John, you pointed it out. Just a great pass from Frank Nazar, who I think has been the best Blackhawk in this first period. But the Blackhawks tie it, and the good news is they did it within the first 2 minutes, so that first penalty comes off. They're still on the power play. Frank Nazar, all sorts of time and space to walk out of the corner to spot Teravainen, and a perfectly placed shot just under the crossbar ties the game.
Well, Frank Nazar will pick up the primary assist, and Connor Bedard picks up the secondary assist. So a power play goal ties the score. For Teuvo, that's his second power play goal in as many games. Hawks stay on the Citco power play. Ryan Green, left wing corner. Swings the puck out to the left point to Rinzel. Little give and go pass from Moore. Rinzel fed the right circle. Burakovsky to Moore, left circle. Pumps it across to Burakovsky in the right circle. To Rinzel in the high slot. To Moore, top of the left circle. Guns it toward the net. The puck goes wide off a deflection. Burakovsky captures along the right boards with 30 seconds on the frame. To Foligno back in the net to Burakovsky along the right boards. To Rinzel, high slot. Snaps one in on goal. Kicked out by Hellebuck. Green now, bottom of the right circle. Feeds it in front. Hit Lowry. Skate. Ricochets away left wing corner. Foligno there. To Moore, left circle. Tried to flip it behind the net and did, but it deflects through. And in the near corner, Solomonson turns the puck over to Burakovsky with 4. He then turns it over to Tanner Pearson, who clears it down. And that's how the period will end. So the Blackhawks will open up play in period number 2 on the Citco power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citco. Download the app now to start saving. 48 seconds of power play time and a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, certainly. And a real important power play goal to close out that first period. And just, excellent thinking on the ice. Frank Nazar just realizing he had time and space. So he took it, and he didn't pass it right away. He just started skating towards the net when he spotted Teuvo Teravainen. And how about Teravainen? 2 goals in the last game, as you mentioned, one of them a power play. I believe the other was shorthanded, and another power play goal here tonight. So just an excellent job to get that tying goal late. And even though they only had 4 shots in period number 1, the fourth one, the most important, the game-tying goal.
By the way, for Teuvo Teravainen, that was his 13th goal on the season. His 6th on the power play from Nazar and Bedard at 18:42 of the period. Blackhawks 1, Jets 1. We're going to send it back to Charlie Romeliota standing by in Blackhawks Central. He's going to have a full intermission report. Then we'll be back up here to Winnipeg for second period action with the Hawks on the Citgo power play to get her started. 1-1 after 1 here in Winnipeg. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Salvation Army knows that tough times don't discriminate. Too many of our fellow fans across Chicago are struggling to make ends meet. We're seeing more people than ever walk through the doors asking for help. People from communities the Salvation Army has served for decades. That's why the Salvation Army assists those in need all year long, not just during the holiday season. The goal is simple. Make sure our neighbors are cared for every day. Go to salarmychicago.org and make a difference now.
How many people can say they've had part of their spine removed? Well, me for one. I'm Jeff. And though it sounds impossible, that's what my team at Northwestern Medicine did. I had a rare spinal bone cancer, which brought my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon together to create the treatment plan that saved my life.
Anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital, nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Jeff's team took on and treated his 1 in a million condition. They removed a large section of his spine and the tumor in one piece because spilling just one cell would risk spreading cancer throughout his body. They then rebuilt his spine with a metal frame.
I was in surgery for 14 hours, but that's nothing compared to all the time I've gotten back.
Because what makes us better makes you better. Northwestern Medicine. Learn more at nm.org/better.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Summer is just around the corner, and now is the time to start planning your next golf trip to Tullymore Golf Resort. With 36 championship holes, incredible lodging options, and delicious dining, Tullymore is Michigan's top stay-and-play golf destination, just over 3 hours north of Chicago. Build your custom stay-and-play golf trip to Tullymore. Start your trip with just a click at TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com.
Hey Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
Time for a break. It's intermission time. That's a wrap. Here's Charlie Romeliotis with your intermission update.
20 minutes is in the books over at Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, and the Blackhawks have evened things up 1-1 after the Winnipeg Jets scored the first goal of the game. Nice late power play goal by the Blackhawks in that first frame to even things up. Time now to check out the odds. According to Circa Sports Illinois, the Winnipeg Jets were the favorite to score the first goal at minus 133, and they did just that. That's the 35th time the Jets have scored the first goal, which ties Chicago. The Blackhawks also have 35 first goals of the season. Winnipeg ends up getting on the board first. Hawks end up evening things up later on in the period. Circa Sports Illinois, every time the Blackhawks win this season, someone will win a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, and another 100 people will get an $100 credit on the Circa app. See the Blackhawks contest page for details. Let's go around the NHL and get to some scores on this busy Tuesday night. 10 other games on the docket. We start in Boston, where the Bruins currently hold a 2-1 lead on the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have just one regulation loss in their last 14 games. The Penguins are 2-0-1 without Sidney Crosby, but they find themselves down 2-1 to the Boston Bruins, who are looking to extend their home winning streak to 11 games. We'll see if they can close things out over at TD Garden. That game is currently in the second intermission. How about over in Buffalo? The Sabres and Golden Knights are squaring off, and it's the red hot Buffalo Sabres that are in front 3-2 on the Vegas Golden Knights. No Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights, their captain. He left the last game with an injury. He's ruled day-to-day, not in the lineup for the Vegas Golden Knights in this one. On the other side, Tage Thompson has found the back of the net for the Buffalo Sabres to extend his point streak to 8 games. It's a 3-2 score in favor of Buffalo, second intermission. If the Sabres go on to win this game, it would be the 700th career win for Lindy Ruff behind the bench as a member of the Buffalo Sabres. So let's see if he can hit that milestone mark in the third period as they look to close things out. The New Jersey Devils are leading the Florida Panthers 3-1. That's the first of the TNT doubleheader. Second intermission, Thomas Nosek is making his season debut for the Florida Panthers after he missed the first 60 games of the season with a knee injury. New Jersey's up 3-1 in that one. That's the first of a 7-game homestand for the New Jersey Devils. Also in the second intermission, the Washington Capitals and Utah Mammoth are squaring off in Washington. It's a 3-1 score in favor of Utah. Clayton Keller has 2 primary assists in the contest for the Utah Mammoth. No John Carlson, Washington Capitals defenseman, who's out for the 4th consecutive game with a lower body injury that he suffered before the Olympic break. And then finally, the other game that's going on that's also in the second intermission, the Nashville Predators are leading the Columbus Blue Jackets 2-1. Ryan O'Reilly has just scored the go-ahead goal for the Nashville Predators. Earlier today, it was announced that Michael McCarron, Nashville Predators forward, would not be in the lineup because of roster management reasons. Turns out he ends up getting traded to the Minnesota Wild for a second-round pick in 2028. So he is no longer a member of the Nashville Predators. Also, by the way, Zach Werenski, Columbus Blue Jackets all-star defenseman, is not in the lineup because of an illness. So no Werenski for Columbus in this game. They trail 2-1 to Nashville. 5 other games on the docket for tonight. The Dallas Stars are in Calgary to take on the Flames. The Stars are looking for their 10th consecutive victory. They've also scored a power play goal in 6 straight games. They will be without Rupe Hintz in this one. He is out with an illness. The Edmonton Oilers are hosting the Ottawa Senators later tonight. Newly acquired defenseman from Chicago, Connor Murphy, will not be making his Oilers debut in this one because it's too tight of a turnaround. I believe he got into Edmonton earlier today. He's expected to make his Oilers debut on Friday for Edmonton. Tim Stützle is on a 9-game point streak for the Senators. He's looking to extend that to 10 against Edmonton. The Minnesota Wild are hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's the second game of the TNT doubleheader. Kirill Kaprizov is 1 goal away from surpassing Marian Gaborik for most goals in Minnesota Wild history. He's currently sitting at 219. The Colorado Avalanche are in Anaheim to take on the Ducks. The Ducks are riding a 5-game winning streak and looking to make that 6. And then the San Jose Sharks are hosting the Montreal Canadiens tonight. It's a 9:00 puck drop. Montreal is looking to extend its point streak to 8 games. The Canadiens are 5-0-2 over that 7-game stretch. Meanwhile, over in Winnipeg, the Blackhawks and Jets are knotted up at 1 apiece. We'll take a break and break down that first period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Connor Bedard. Listen to John Williams weekday mornings at 10 on WGN Radio.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
Hey, it's Jeremy Roenick here. Let's be honest. Not every beer fits every moment. But Yingling, they've got options. You want bold and rich, classic and smooth, light and crisp? They've got a beer for everyone's taste. Traditional lager, light lager, flight, black and tan. Each one brewed with real quality and nearly 200 years of family tradition. So whether it's post-game, pre-game, or no game at all, there's a Yingling for every taste. Yingling, legends stand the test of time. DG Yingling is on Pottsville, PA.
True North Store's beverage clubs just got bigger. Buy 6 Celsius, Pure Leaf Tea, Starbucks Energy, or Pepsi 1 liter flavors and get the 7th free. Whether you're craving an energy boost or just something to quench your thirst, they've got the drink for you. As a True Rewards member, sip and save with their clubs when you buy 6 and get the 7th free. Download now from your favorite app store for more details. True North Convenience Stores and True Rewards. Fast, friendly, and clean.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
First intermission in Winnipeg between the Blackhawks and Jets. Hawks wrapping up a 4-game road trip before they return to Chicago on Friday to take on the Vancouver Canucks. And it was a pretty solid first period for Chicago. Thought they got off to a pretty solid start. Ilya Mikheyev was denied of a grade A scoring chance less than 90 seconds into the game. Hawks end up getting a power play opportunity 3 minutes into the game, but it lasted just 13 seconds because Sam Renzel took a penalty that turned it into 4-on-4. The Winnipeg Jets end up scoring later on, during the 4-on-4 opportunity. Dylan Sandberg, his first goal of the season, but then the Blackhawks end up countering later in the first period when they capitalize on a 4-minute power play with 2:06 left. Hawks end up cashing in less than a minute in. Teuvo Teravainen, 1:12 left in the first period to even things up at 1 apiece. Frank Nazar picked up the primary assist on the Teuvo Teravainen goal. I thought he was probably the best Blackhawk that the Hawks had going in that first period. Primary assist, had a shot on goal, but he also had 4 shot attempts. He had a couple of scoring chances that I marked down, the one where Artem Levshinov had a cross-ice pass to Frank Nazar at the left face-off circle that turned into a one-timer opportunity. I believe it hit the post. It might have hit the pad of Connor Hellebuck, but I know it hit the post for sure. And then a few minutes later, Frank Nazar had like a partial, probably I would characterize as a mini breakaway that got denied by Connor Hellebuck midway through the first period. Frank Nazar, man, it feels like he's been snake bitten. He's getting chances. He hasn't been able to find the back of the net, but I imagine they're going to start coming if he continues to get the chances that he has been getting. But it was nice to at least see him pick up a primary assist on the Teuvo Teravainen goal. Hawks, by the way, now have a power play goal in all 4 games of this road trip after they had just 1 power play goal in their previous 12 games. So great to see the power play starting to turn a corner. I know it hasn't looked pretty in every single one that the Hawks have gotten, and sometimes it hasn't looked pretty at all. But it's got to be encouraging to see the Blackhawks getting some power play production over the last several games, especially coming out of the Olympic break. So good to see the Hawks get a power play opportunity and cash in. They are going to have 48 seconds of power play time in the second period as well. So we'll see if the Blackhawks can do anything with it. It's a 1-1 score between the Blackhawks and Jets through 1 period of play. We'll set the table for the second period coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500. On air and on smart devices worldwide.
With 100 years on the ice, the Blackhawks know what it takes to build a legacy. Since 1936, Culligan is proudly called Chicago home, delivering high-quality water solutions to build a legacy of trust, innovation, and service. As the Blackhawks' official water provider, Culligan gives you cleaner, safer, better-tasting water at home, at work, and while you sing when the Hawks score a goal. Global leaders with hometown heart, Culligan understands that taking better care of water means taking better care of you, your home, and the world around you. Culligan, water you love.
When you're ready to ask the most important question, let the ring do the talking. At Rogers & Holland's Family Jewelers, they specialize in engagement rings that say everything you feel. From classic solitaires to the latest trends in custom design services. Experience the famous Rogers & Holland's difference. Stop by one of their many stores or shop online at fornowandforever.com.
Rogers and Holland, for now and forever.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry. Offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale on no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale, new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund. Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal terms. Participating locations and rate terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Tune into House Smarts Radio every Saturday morning after 9:45 for Lou's Last Call. Sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. For more info, visit getacomfyhome.com.
Up next, the second period. Here's Charlie Rebelliotis with your recap.
Hawks and Jets are on the ice for the start of the second period over in Winnipeg. It's a 1-1 score through one period of play. Teuvo Teravainen scored his 13th goal of the season on the power play to even things up. That was the third goal in his last 2 games for Teravainen after he had just one in his previous 12. So nice to see him find the back of the net. We talk about the importance of depth scoring outside of Connor Bedard and Tyler Bertuzzi. Well, Teravainen has been stepping up over the last couple games. And then last thing to note, Sam Renzel back in the lineup for the Blackhawks after he missed the last 2 games with an illness. He logged 8 minutes and 22 seconds of ice time in that first period, which led all skaters. Interestingly enough, he spent 2 of those minutes in the penalty box. So he still found a way to lead all skaters in ice time. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com as we go back over to John and Steve in Winnipeg. John, great to have you back in the saddle. I hope you're glad you're feeling better.
Charlie, great to be back in the saddle, my friend, and thank you very much for those kind thoughts. I was never feeling bad. I just lost my voice, and it's inexplicable.
That's important.
I can't explain it, but yeah, for a guy that does what I do, it's kind of important to have that. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Steve, Charlie was talking about the Blackhawks power play success. This is the third time this season where they've registered a power play goal in 4 consecutive games, home or road. So they're trending in the right direction coming into this game, a power play goal in all 3 of the previous road games. Now they're going to be able to say they scored a power play goal in all of the games on the road. And hopefully, with the period here starting, second period, they'll be able to register another power play goal and improve on those numbers. Here's Levshin to center ice. Took the puck into the Jet zone. Tried to backhand it across. Ends up in the left wing corner. Levshin got it there. Now Teravainen along the left board. To Bertuzzi left point. Moving down the boards with the puck to the corner. Back to Teravainen. Right half boards to Bedard. Right circle. Drops it off. Levshin high slot. He didn't shoot the puck. Probably should have. Gave it to Bedard along the right boards. Back to Levshin at the line with 6. Teravainen top of the left circle. Down to Nazar, left wing half boards, back to Teravainen. Over to Bedard. And now the Jets come to full strength. Bedard makes a back pass, picked off by Velarde, who's out of the box. He breaks back through center over the Hawk line, left circle, fed the high slot. Kepke fires, and that deflects wide. So the Hawks officially 1 for 3 on the Citgo power play. Velarde put it into the high slot. Scheifele, a toe drag and a shot. You heard it hit the crossbar. Bertuzzi now is able to muscle the puck to center ice. Teravainen's got it and flings it into the Jet zone a few feet. Salomonson there. He put it out to center ice, and it's batted back into the Jet zone by Velarde to Salomonson. Sent the puck over to Stanley. Move it to Scheifele, right wing of center ice. He'll take the puck and carry back into the Jets' end, then drop it off to Logan Stanley, who's having a career year for the Jets. Stanley clears the puck in front of the benches at center, and then got it back at the Jets line. Over to Salomonson. He shot it ahead. This is picked off by the Hawks' Jason Dickinson. Dickinson dumps the puck down in behind the Jets net, and Stanley's got it there. He'll wind it around to center ice. Taken away by Nick Foligno, who clears it back down the glass and in behind the Jets net. Hellebuyck's got it there. Drops it off to Stanley, far corner. He's given a shove into the boards by Foligno as he lifts the puck down ice right into the catching glove of Spencer Knight. Knight put it to the near corner to Grizzlick. Outlets up the left wing to center ice. Foligno put it across. Here's Slaggert into the Jet zone, firing for the right circle. Hellebuyck down with a butterfly save. Moore from the right wing corner tried to center. Iafallo picks off this puck for the Jets. Carries to center ice and flips the puck into the Hawk zone. Revier far corner is hit by Lowry. Put it over to Moore. He sent the puck back to Grizzlick. They head up the left wing to Foligno at center ice. He dumps it to the right wing corner, Jets end. Hayden Fleury there will flip the puck behind his net around to Luke Shen, who wires a pass up the right wing that misses Iafallo and goes down. Icing called against the Jets. So they'll bring the faceoff back into the Winnipeg zone. This will be in the circle to Hellebuyck's left.
That's twice now in the last couple minutes that the Blackhawks have forced a pass in the offensive zone. First, it was at the end of the power play. Connor Bedard trying to make something happen. He turned it over. It kind of turned into an odd man break the other way. And just literally 20 seconds ago, Oliver Moore. And I looked right at the bench, and head coach Jeff Blashill not real happy with that. Sometimes, and he uses this phrase a lot, you just have to fight to live another day. You don't have to force anything. Maybe just put it in the corner, try and cycle along the boards. You turn it over in the middle of the ice, it's probably going the other way, and that's exactly what happened.
Bedard enters the Jet zone, left wing side, drops it to Rinzel, high slot to Burakovsky along the right boards, put it in front. Here's Bedard firing, and down is Hellebuyck with a butterfly save. That one kind of just appeared in front of the Jets net, and there was Bedard to swing it right in on goal. He knew what to do with it.
That's exactly what happened. I think it went off a skate in front of the net, maybe the stick of Adam Lowry, just trying to deflect the pass, and it went right into the wheelhouse of Connor Bedard. Boy, Connor Hellebuyck had to be ready. He had to be alert, and you know how athletic Connor Hellebuyck can be. We saw it certainly in the Olympics, and we just saw it there in that last save.
Draw to Hellebuyck's right. Morgan Barron against the Hawks, Frank Nazar. And the drop of the puck, Hawks get it. Teravainen, bottom of the left circle. Fires one in toward the net. Shoulder save made by Hellebuyck. Randonato in the right wing corner. Kicks the puck free to Nazar, who is checked from behind into the boards by Stanley. It looked like he hit his chin on the part that separates the boards and glass, but he plays on. Donato behind the net, tried to center the puck, deflects into the near corner. DeMello for the Jets will move it out to Pearson, then to Stanley, Jet line. To Morgan Barron, center ice on the left wing. He flips it down behind the Hawk net. Del Mastro takes a bump from Kepke, but drives it around the left wing side for Donato, who can't clear the Hawk zone. This is swept off his stick to the corner. Renzel came up with the puck. Passing up the left wing now. Nazar, center ice. Drops it in front of the penalty boxes to Ryan Donato. He'll swing it over to the right wing corner. Jets in. And Logan Stanley back to get it there. Hawks make a line change. Stanley to DeMello to Pearson at center ice. Slings the puck off the left corner boards, Hawk zone. In to get it Levshunov, carrying behind the net. Put a pass up the left wing for Slaggert. It's too far ahead of him. Jets get it back. Walker Dewar down the left wing into the Hawk zone. Lost the puck behind the net. Grizzlick took it there. Passing up the left wing, Slaggert center ice. To Nick Foligno at the Jets line. Stanley stepping up there, poke checking the puck off his stick. Actually, now this is Sandberg moving it ahead to Dewar over the center ice circle. He'll lift the puck into the Hawk zone. And Foligno looked like he knocked it down with a high stick, but they let it go. At the left point, Nyquist bringing the puck down behind the Hawk net around to the near side. Grizzlick took it there. Swings it back behind the net. Goes up the right wing side. Levshinoff with a lead pass for Foligno. Misses. This goes down, and icing is called against the Hawks. 1-1 the score.
I'm sorry, John. Tonight's Coaches Challenges are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, with 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation. By U.S. News and World Report, the teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions. The Blackhawks just 4 shots in period number 1. They've already had a couple of shots less than 5 minutes here into period number 2. Pretty good start to this period.
Now this line for the Jets, their top line, Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde have accounted for 46% of the offense, 77 goals out of, and now the puck comes back in on Spencer Knight, off the give there from Levshinoff. We get a whistle. But my thought was, we talked about this before the game, before we ended up on the airwaves, you shut down that top line of the Jets, I think you stand a pretty good chance of winning the hockey game.
Yeah, and it was basically that top line that scored the goal. It was Connor to Scheifele and then to the defenseman. It was a 4-on-4 play, so they didn't have the third player up on the play. Velarde was not on the ice, but it was Sandberg who scored. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the engine of this team right now is the Scheifele line. And you can shut them down, you've got a real good chance of winning a hockey game.
Jets, by the way, are the second oldest team in the National Hockey League. Their general manager, Kevin Cheveldayoff, I'm sure he's mulling over his options right now with the trade deadline approaching in 3 days. Here's Velarde, center ice off a turnover. Turned over the puck back to the Blackhawks. Louis Crevier back in the Hawk zone. To Vlasic along the left wing boards. Spins the puck up the left wing now to Mikheyev. Tried to clear the Hawk zone, could not. Dickinson in to grab the puck. Tried to put it out. It deflects over to Crevier instead. Whips a pass ahead intended for Mikheyev that was deflected away from him by Stanley to the left wing corner in the Jets end, and Logan Stanley there to get it.
Yeah, Mikheyev wanted that puck just a little earlier. Crevier, I think it bounced on him a little bit. If he gets it to him right away, that's a breakaway.
Here's Vlasic taking a pass from Dickinson. Hands it ahead to Burakovsky at center ice to Ryan Green over the Jets line. Drops the puck down behind the net. Burakovsky in to get it. And the slot. There's a shot from Bedard that was blocked by Velarde in front. Burakovsky got it back, put it to the line. Right point, Renzel. Sends it left point, Del Mastro. Now down to Bedard, left corner to Del Mastro, left point to Renzel, right wing half boards. Turning away from traffic, he'll spin it down behind the net. Ryan Green, nice play to get the puck to Bedard in front. He shoots. Oh, and that's off the end of the glove of Hellebuck and wide. Bedard hustles to get the puck back along the right boards. The Burakovsky right wing corner. Carrying back up the boards, he'll feed the slot. Green turns away with the puck to the top of the left circle or top of the right circle and spin it over for Renzel. The pass hit him in the skate. And Stanley clears the puck through the air into the Hawk zone. Scheifele in the right wing corner. Outnumbered by 3 Hawks. Relinquishes the puck behind the net, left wing corner to Connor. To Sandberg at the left point. He'll move into the high slot and fire. And it looks like Spencer Knight got a piece of that with a butterfly save. Now the puck turned over at the Jets line by Scheifele to Bedard. He's over the Jets line and drops it off now for Ryan Green coming into the Jet zone, but it's knocked off his stick, and the other way come the Jets. Shed to center ice, flings it down the glass in behind the Hawk net, left wing corner. Perfetti there will stick it behind the Hawk net. Vlasic came out with the puck, flips it into the near corner for Nazar. Passing up the left wing side to Teravainen. Goes rink drive with a pass. Here's where height and reach come into factor. As Crevier is able to direct the puck into the Jet zone to the right wing corner and get it, give it back to Ryan Donato along the right boards. He tried to turn and spin it to the left point, but this is deflected down ice into the Hawk zone by Lowry. Vlasic shot it back to the Jets line. The Jets come out of their end. And now Sandberg at the Jet blue line. Sticks a pass ahead for Gabe Velarde that misses and goes down. And they're going to wave the icing, but the Hawks take the puck back at their end. Levshinoff with a slap pass up the left wing for Nazar at center. Misses and goes down into the Jet zone. Hawks in a line change. Jets get the puck back. Jonathan Toews, former Hawk captain, into the Hawk zone. A toe drag, a shot. Hits the foot of Levshinoff. He's on the hobble right now, but stays out there. He's going to gut it out. Toews took the puck away left point, then turns it over to Vlasic. Bank pass up the right side, Oliver Moore. Into the Jet zone, stopping at the point. Tried to flip it down the boards. This is picked off by Toews. Rink wide pass, Nyquist at center ice on the right wing, and he'll backhand it down behind the net. Zell in to get it there. Shoved off the puck by Dewar, but then Renzel deftly reaching in with a stick, took the puck away. Gave it ahead to Foligno. He'll nudge it off the left wing boards down deep into the Jets end. Salamonson turns it over. Foligno in the left circle. Turns and with a little spinorama and a backhand in on goal. Knocked out of there by Hellebuck.
It was a nice pickup by Nick Foligno, the captain, as you mentioned, picked it up, the spinorama, and nice little backhand shot on net.
Tanner Pearson down the left wing into the Hawk zone will let it rip on goal, and that's gloved out of the air by Knight, who will hold on for the whistle. 11:10 left in period number 2. Hawks and the Jets tied up at 1 here in Winnipeg. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Football season may be over, but there's still plenty to wager on at Circa Sports. From college and pro basketball to hockey and more, Circa Sports offers a wide range of betting options. Experience sports betting the way it should be. High limits, competitive moneyline splits, and no betting fees. Whether you're eyeing March tournament futures or props on your favorite players, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Marquette Bank has been Chicagoland's neighborhood bank for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. Marquette Bank is here to help you build savings, buy a home, plan for retirement. Marquette Bank is here to help you achieve your financial goals. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Has water and sewage ever backed up into your basement? There's nothing worse. Did you know there's a permanent solution? Consider it done with ABC. Call the sewer and drain experts at ABC for a permanent solution so it will never happen again. Schedule today by calling 888-809-6099. That's 888-809-6099 or online at 4abc.com. ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Consider it done.
It's Ryan Donato. Listen to John Landecker, weeknights at 7 on WGN Radio.
We'll go behind the scenes with the Chicago Blackhawks in every shift, episode number 3, as the team faces a turning point in the season. With Connor Bedard and Frankie Nazar sidelined due to injuries, new leadership step up, and the team embraces a next man up mentality. You can watch every episode of the 4th season so far at youtube.com/Blackhawks.
Those are very well done, by the way. I've enjoyed every one of them.
They're excellent.
Yeah, you can actually kind of binge watch. Here's McKayev breaking away into the Jet zone down the slot, and he shoots. And a butterfly save made by Hellebuck. He got the right pad on that shot. The Hawk blue line, Vlasic knocks the puck away, held in, however, by Lowry. Put it down to the corner, picked off by Vlasic. Passing at the left wing, Dickinson. Goes right wide with a pass, McKayev over the Jets line, right circle. Drops it off for Bertuzzi. Shot it across the rink, left wing corner. Vlasic in to pump check the puck away. Right to Cole Perfetti, who gave it to Stanley. He had it stripped away. Dickinson in front takes a give and fires, and that's into the pads of Hellebuck. A tremendous effort there by that Hawk trio on the ice. You got Bertuzzi with McKayev and Dickinson, and McKayev made a sweet pass from just about, I don't know, maybe a foot shy of the area behind the Jets net to Dickinson, wide open in front for that chance.
Yeah, McKayev literally 20 seconds earlier had a breakaway, just a heads-up play in his own zone. They lose the draw, but he jumps the pass. He pokes it by Logan Stanley, and he gets on his horse. I meant to mention in the first period, you know, we talked about Frank Nazar having a real good first period. I thought a close second was that Jason Dickinson line, and they've continued it here in the second period. After that breakaway by McKayev, he's behind the net. He throws it out front, and a good shot by Jason Dickinson. Connor Hellebuck actually lost it between his pads, but it stayed out across the blue line.
Face off to Hellebuck's right, controlled by the Jets. Solomonson tosses toward the line. Picked off by Ryan Green. Moves it left circle Bedard, closing in. Backhand shot, and down is Hellebuck with a butterfly save again. The Jets have to be a little bit concerned right now. Scott Arniel, their head coach, Steve, an original Winnipeg Jets, seeing what's going on in the Jets' end of the ice, I would think there is cause for concern.
Well, it's been all Blackhawks so far. They've had 7 shots, and we're not even about 9.5 minutes into this second period. Connor Bedard having a couple of words with Connor Hellebuck, and I'm sure he's congratulating him on the gold medal that he won with Team USA. I like the move by Connor Bedard, though. He had time, very similar to what Patrick Kane used to do, go short side, backhand upstairs. It'll sometimes fool a goaltender, but Connor Hellebuck not fooled that time.
Great ones have that presence, don't they? They just know they've got the time, and like you mentioned, Patrick Kane seemed like he knew that he had enough time for a sandwich and a cup of coffee before making a move some nights, and then it was a brilliant move. Here's Renzel, far corner, Hawk zone. Outlets to Bedard over the center ice circle. Put it into the Jet zone, leaving it for Renzel, high slot. Carries down to the left wing corner. Renzel turning away. Now from the left half port, tried to center. Just deflects to Burakovsky. To Grizzly, top of the right circle. To Renzel. Through the high slot now. Holding the puck to the right point. Put it down to Grizzly along the right wing board. Grizzly turning away from Connor. Feeds it down behind the net. Ryan Green there. To Bedard, left wing half board. To the line deep slot, Renzel. To Bedard, cruising through the high slot. Here's Bedard putting on a puck handling exhibition. Carrying behind the net. Fed it up the slot. Renzel shoots. Blocker save made by Helva. Hawks get it back. Good puck recovery. And now Burakovsky tried to dump the puck in deep to the corner. Picked off by Kyle Connor. He's back through center into the Hawk zone. Gave the puck to Iafallo in the left wing corner. He'll spin it in behind the Hawk net. Scheifele took it away from Vlasic. Scheifele bank pass left point. Logan Stanley moves it right point to Solomonson. Long shot from there goes wide. Scheifele in the left wing corner is harassed by Vlasic and lost the puck to Burakovsky, who gains center ice on the right wing. But then Tanner Pearson strips the puck away in front of the Jets bench and lifts it down behind the Hawk net. Oh, and Sam Renzel is absolutely plastered with a body check from Cole Koepke. He goes down to the ice, and I think Renzel's ailing a bit. He's staying out there. Jets attack. Stanley left wing circle fires. That hit Pearson in front. Renzel clears it away to the corner. Jets get it back. And now Nazar clears to center ice. Stanley backing up, gloves the puck in front of the benches. Drops it off to Koepke over the center ice circle, and he'll flip it down off the inboards. Hawk in. Spencer Knight out to play it away to the right wing side to Teravainen. Lifts it to center ice. Nyquist intercepts the pass. Moving into the Hawk zone down the right wing. Nyquist to the corner. Waves it behind the net to Barron. Barron is jostled in the far corner now by Teravainen. Puck swept in behind the Hawk net by Barron. Nyquist has it there. Here's Nyquist. Put it out to the right point. Luke Schenn. Schenn now to Nyquist, top of the right circle. He'll gun it in on goal, and the glove save is made by Spencer Knight, who holds on. We get a whistle stopping play, and we'll take a break. 7:48 left in period number 2 here in Winnipeg. Hawks and Jets tied at 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Chris Cuomo from News Nation. The Blackhawks play here on WGN Radio.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Jiffy Lube's quick, quality 15-minute oil change service will have your car ready before you know it. It's so fast, you'll find yourself saying, already ready? Even now, after I just told you, you'll still be surprised at how fast and efficient it is. Plus, Jiffy Lube does more than just oil changes fast. They'll take care of the preventive maintenance your car needs to keep running smoothly, like free fluid top-offs, battery checks, and more. All in a jiffy. So come in today. You're practically already ready.
This is Tonya Khoury with tips for a lawn green to a T. Watering in the morning helps prevent fungus. When lawns get watered in the evening, water tends not to be absorbed as readily, allowing fungus to make its way in. Using an empty tuna can or rain gauge will help prevent overwatering and keep your lawn disease-free. We're Green Tea Services Lawn Care. Call us 630-977-7777.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Who's Hot, Who's Cold is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. And Who's Hot? Well, how about the Dallas Stars? They set a franchise record on Monday with their 9th straight win. They're looking for 10 tonight against the Calgary Flames. And who's not? The Vancouver Canucks, who the Blackhawks see. When did they see them? Friday, yeah. They've lost 19 of the last 21 games, John. And how about Elias Pettersson? No points in his last 11 games.
Yeah, the trade talk is going pretty wild up here in Canada. They do a great job of covering the National Hockey League and the hockey scene really worldwide up here. Andre, the kid you're talking about with the Canucks,
Pedersen, yeah.
Yeah, they've got three guys but with the same last name, but he's been the subject of multiple trade rumors. And I guess until it all settles down on trade day, you just really don't know. Puck shot out of play from the far circle in the Hawk zone. And that was off the stick of Gustav Nyquist. We'll get a face-off in the circle to the right of Spencer Knight.
Well, here's the thing with Elias Pettersson. He's in the second year of an 8-year deal. He's paid basically $93 million. I think it's $92.8 million over the 8-year deal. And his last 2 games, he's had no shots. Absolutely no shots in his last 2 games. You're paying a guy, I think it works out to a little over, $11.5 million, maybe a little more than that, if my math's right. That can't happen. I know you get a lot of pressure on you in Vancouver, but you got to get something. You got to show some pride and show some energy out there. I know he was sat by his head coach Adam Foote for a period a couple of games ago.
That salary in that term kind of puts him in the untradeable category. Sort of. I mean, unless you've got a team with a ton of salary cap space, take a shot. We'll see. Here's Sandberg with a long shot from the left point Hawk zone, blocked by Louis Crevier. Bedard breaks back through center over the Jets line. Into the right wing circle, then to the corner. A back pass to the line for Rinzel. This misses because Rinzel was late getting off the bench. Rinzel back to get the puck in the Hawk zone. Spins it ahead from Mikheyev into the Jet zone, but it's over his stick. Hellebuck, the goaltender, waves it behind his net near corner to Danilo. Just Shifley through center, over the Hawk line to Connor. Diafallo, he'll fire from the top of the right circle. This goes high and wide. And now in front of the Hawk net. Smart play by Grizzly to take the pucks out of harm's way, but the Jets get it back. Salamanson along the right boards. Send it down behind the Hawk net. Grizzly there to steer it up the far side, not out of the zone. Then Velarde turns the puck over at center ice. And now the Hawks get it back. It's like, who wants the puck? And so many turnovers here in the last 5 seconds. Here's Dickinson back into the Jet zone. Takes a pass from Bertuzzi. Fires a shot that deflects over the net. Bertuzzi in the right wing corner. Put it right point, left off to Del Mastro, left point. Fires a shot so hard it knocks Iafallo's stick right out of his hands. Del Mastro to the puck right point. Sends it down to the right wing corner. Logan Stanley there for the Jets. Wave it behind his net near corner. Elias Salamanson tried to clear it out. Taken away by Dickinson. Put it down behind the net. Mikheyev. The left off right point. Long shot from there. Deflects up off the glass and into the protective netting and out of play. So we get a whistle stopping play. We're down to 5:02 left in period number 2. Hawks and Jets still tied up at 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Hi, this is Dave Musil, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. When emergencies happen, who do you call? Broken pipe? Power outage? Furnace failure? No hot water? The answer is always the same. Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day service and installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That's why over 30,000 customers have given us a 5-star Google review.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Petterinos is celebrating 25 years as the heartbeat of the Loop. Join them for weekly lunch specials, including their mouth-watering Italian beef and soon-to-be famous seared yellowfin tuna sandwich with yuzu lemon aioli. Hear jazz every Monday night or try Sunset Sips in the Loop, 2 to 5 and 8 p.m. to close Monday through Friday. Heated patio is open, so bring your pups and enjoy catering from Petterinos Pasticceria, offering breakfast sandwiches to house-made pastas. Visit petterinos.com to place your order.
Hey, this is Chris Chelios. Let's get back to Hawks hockey. Here's the boys.
Well, thanks, Chelly. And the speed of the game is sponsored by Chicagoland Jiffy Lube. Visit your local Jiffy Lube today for a quick quality oil change that gets you in and out in a jiffy. And how about Chicago Blackhawks power play? John, you mentioned it earlier. Power play goals in 4 straight games. And if you dial it back a bit, it's 5 of 6 games now. That's 5 goals on 23 chances. Not bad, a little over 22%. They worked on their entries during the post-Olympic break. They had that 1-week mini camp, and it seems to be working really, really well.
The Hawks 1 for 3 here tonight. Meanwhile, back in the Jet zone, Luke Shen passing up the middle of the ice to Tanner Pearson. He'll skate ahead with the puck to center and to the Hawk blue line where he turns the puck over. Nazar's taking it away in front of the penalty boxes, but then he loses it back into the Jet zone. And Shen will fire it ahead. Here's Kepke to center ice. Kepke to the Hawk blue line. Redirects the puck down in behind the net. Del Mastro there to get it. Swings the puck around up the left wing side for Teravainen. And this pass misses and goes all the way down. Icing's going to be the call.
Well, John, I think Ethan Del Mastro's had a pretty strong game here. He just took a hit to make a play. Unfortunately, didn't connect with the pass, and it ends up in an icing. So the draw comes back into his own end. But he had a real big shot in the towards the end of that first period, a good shot on net. He's made some really smart plays at the offensive blue line, jumping in from the point to keep the play alive. Here's a young man who just flew in today. So never easy when you have to make a flight into Canada, clear customs, and then play later that day.
Taves, who's 61% on draws this season, wins this one to Stanley. He fires from the left point. That was blocked in front of the net. Donato takes the puck back. Looked like he took a slash. Dumps it down to the right wing corner in the Jets' end. Stanley back to get it. Put the puck behind the net. Salomonson. He'll drive it around the dasher and down, and they're going to get icing now against the Jets. So the faceoff comes back into the Winnipeg zone. And the linesman with his hands side to side. Well, he's okay. We're going to face it off over to Hellebuck's left.
John, I neglected one of my responsibilities from the first period. They took a second look at a penalty, and when they take a second look, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. That's when gave Vilardi high stick to Alex Vlasic. They decided that it wasn't a major, it was just a double minor. So taking a second look, that certainly helped the Blackhawks. They ended up scoring on one of those power plays.
Taves pads his face-off stats, wins this draw to the corner. Stanley took it there and pulled out the 7-iron, shot it over everybody and all the way down. We get icing again. This brings up the Four Seasons face-off. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric, and generators. Same place where we had the last one.
Yeah, and nice little conversation with Jonathan Taves this morning in the dressing room. And his brother, David Taves, who's drafted by the New York Islanders, I think signed by the Blackhawks at one point, is getting married this summer. So congratulations to David Taves and his fiancée.
Here's Levshunov hammering one from the deep slot. Kicked out of there by Hellebuck. The other way come the Jets. And Taves lost the puck at center ice. Ryan Green enters the Jet zone. Gave the puck to Bedard in the right wing circle. Bedard to the half boards now. Sweeps it behind the net. Salomonson got there first. Put the puck into the far corner. Stanley trying to whack it away from Bedard and did. Put it up the left wing boards to Nyquist. He'll clear to center ice. And Grzelcyk shot it back down the glass in behind the Jets net into the far corner. Stanley there to take it back and carry in behind the net near corner. He spun it back around, not out. Held in by Louis Crevier right point. Crevier racing down the right side boards. Put the puck in behind the Jets net. And then he catches Stanley, who's moving up the near side to center ice. Stanley then hands the puck ahead to Walker Duehr, and he'll clear it down behind the Hawk net. Spencer Knight out to stop it there for Alex Vlasic. 2:53 left in period number 2 of a 1-1 game. Vlasic with a lead pass for Nick Foligno at the Jet slide. Misses and goes down, and now we get icing against the Hawks.
Well, I thought Alex Vlasic maybe played his best game in the last couple of months, that last game against Utah. And I think the biggest difference was that he wanted the puck. It was just confidence. He wanted the puck. He was taking charge. He was skating really, really well. And I heard that interview that you did, that excellent interview with Jeff Blashill prior to the game. And he mentioned that, the fact that they were exiting the zone with ease. And part of that was because Alex Vlasic was using his legs, using his head, and being very effective in transporting the puck.
We haven't talked about Wyatt Kaiser at all. He's been skating, and looks like he's going to be returning to the lineup soon. That's a good thing, because Wyatt Kaiser, you talk about skating, he's one of the better skating defensemen on the Blackhawks. He makes a lot happen.
He does. He's sitting on 5 goals, I think, when he got injured.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, doing a good job in the back end.
I think the Hawks really lucked out on that injury, too. That looked pretty bad when it happened. Here's Connor to the Hawks line on the right wing. U.S. Olympian will dump it down behind the Hawk net. Crevier comes out with a puck, moves it ahead to Moore. Hawk line, he shot it ahead at center ice, picked off by the Jets. And Shifley knocked off stride at the Hawk blue line. That very easily could have been a penalty call, none given. Mikheyev, meanwhile, takes the puck, put it into the left wing corner, Jet zone. Shen beat him to it. Sent it over behind the net to Fleury, who clears to center ice. The Hawks take the puck back. Del Mastro waving it down the left wing boards into the Jet zone, circles the net. Now Bertuzzi put it in front for Dickinson. Back to Bertuzzi. To Dickinson, left wing corner to Del Mastro, top of the left circle. Dabs it in behind the net. Bertuzzi there to Renzel along the right boards. He turns the puck over, but it's held in by Dickinson, right point. Rolls it down in front of the net. This is shot to center ice, however, by Shen to Shifley. Shifley crossing the Hawk line down the right wing to the corner. Applies the brakes. Drops it back to the right point to Salomonson. He flips the puck off the inboards behind the Hawk net. Bounces out to Mikheyev, who shot it across on the left wing side at the Hawk blue line to Del Mastro. And he swings it ahead into the Jet zone. They're going to wave the icing as the Jets get the puck back. Teams and line changes.
Another good shift by the Dickinson line. They've been out there an awful lot against the Shifley line. So up against the number one line, they've really, I think, dominated the puck possession stat.
Teuvo Teravainen had a stick lifted off the puck by Lowry, who moves into the slot and fires, and a blocker save made by Knight. Under a minute to play here in the second period of a 1-1 game. Crevier now beside the Hawk net. Wedges the puck free up the right side to Donato. Dumps it off the left corner boards. First one there, Frank Nazar in the Jets' end. He and Salomonson now vie for the puck in the corner. Taken away by Cole Perfetti, who pulls out the 60-degree wedge and lifts the puck down to the Hawk blue line. It's a bouncing puck, swept away by Vlasic over to Levshunov. He just shot it ahead down ice into the Jets' end. Another icing will be called here. So down to 20 seconds left in the period. Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, 20 seconds. Certainly time to get a couple shots possibly. I like that play by Ryan Donato. You know, he realizes that Frank Nazar, one of the faster guys on his team, one of the faster guys in the NHL, he iced the puck knowing Frank Nazar would get there first, nullify the icing, and that's exactly what happened.
Draw to the right of Knight. Jets get it. And Shifley moving to the slot. Can't shake the check of Vlasic. Outstanding defense there by Vlasic. Donato to the puck. Lifts it down ice into the Jet zone. Teravainen to the loose puck in the right wing corner. Leaving it for Donato. Swept it in front to Vlasic, left circle. 3 seconds for the period. Vlasic put the puck into the corner. Jonathan Toews will settle it down and hold it as the period comes to an end. So we are tied at 1 after 40 minutes here in Winnipeg. Shots on goal favoring the Blackhawks 14-13. And this thought just coursed my feeble mind here, Steve. The Jets' last 3 games have gone to overtime, and there are 1 and 2 in those overtime games. I'm sure they're thinking that same scenario right now at the end of 2 frames.
Yeah, they haven't fared very well all this year in the overtimes, and it's kind of surprising. But I like that period from the Blackhawks. Second period was a really strong period for them. They end up outshooting the Winnipeg Jets, I believe, 10-6 in period number 2. It just seemed like every time that they were out there, it was in Winnipeg zone. So they can keep that up for another 20 minutes. Real good chance to come out of the province of Manitoba with a victory.
Yeah, it's something to think about if we do get to overtime. The Jets were the best team in the NHL last year in overtime. 13-4 was their record. They are the second worst among NHL teams this season. What a difference a season makes. Wow. Yeah. All right, 1-1 is the score after 2 periods here in Winnipeg. Charlie Romeliotis is standing by in Blackhawks Central. He's going to have a full intermission report, followed by third period action. Blackhawks looking to close out the road trip with a win up here in the Peg. Stick around and find out if they can. After 2, we're tied at 1. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Give people a place to gather and make fire the focal point of your home again. With a majestic fireplace or insert, you'll enjoy the warmth and ambiance of fire with contemporary style and the latest technology. Whether you're looking for wood, electric, or gas, indoors or out, Majestic offers a broad range of sizes and styles. Visit their showroom on Bowes Road in Elgin or call for a free estimate. 847-741-5903. 847-741-5903. House of Fireplaces, giving you a warm feeling since 1953.
It's Bob Surratt. If you follow hockey, you know how important protection is. Protecting the net, the lead, the win. Planning for retirement isn't much different. It's not one decision, it's many. Each one shapes the life you want, how to create reliable income, how much risk to take, when to step away from work, and how to safeguard what you've built. Handling all of that alone can feel like a full-time job. That's why I chose Trajan Wealth. Their fiduciary advisors work with you one-on-one to make the complex feel clear and build a plan that keeps your money working for what's ahead. Your strategy starts with a simple conversation. For a retirement plan you can trust, let Trajan Wealth guide you. Schedule your complimentary review at TrajanWealth.com or visit their offices in Naperville, Park Ridge, or Orland Park. Trajan Wealth, helping protect what you've built for what comes next.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, it's Kevin Powell here for Window Nation. With Window Nation, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installations take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. That's what we did at our new home. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today. That's windownation.com.
For the lowest gas prices in Chicagoland, visit WGNradio.com/gas prices. Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers at ChevyDriveChicago.com.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Here's Charlie Romiliotis with your intermission update.
40 minutes is in the books over in Winnipeg, and the Blackhawks and Jets are still knotted up at 1-1 through 2 periods of play. 0 goals scored in that second period, but I thought the Blackhawks were the better team, had several chances in that middle frame, but Connor Hellebuyck is channeling his Olympic Connor Hellebuyck and has shut the door for the Blackhawks in that second period. Shots on goal 14-13 in favor of Chicago through 2 periods of play. At each home game at the United Center this season, we will be saluting a veteran, which is sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007. Let's get to some scores around the NHL. 4 of them have gone final, and a couple more are about to trickle in as well. Let's start in Boston, where the Bruins were up 2-1 on the Pittsburgh Penguins through 2 periods of play, and they end up clinging to a 2-1 victory over Pittsburgh to extend their home winning streak to 11 games, handing the Pittsburgh Penguins just their second regulation loss in the last 15 games. Charlie McAvoy, Boston Bruins defenseman, went into this game on a 9-game point streak, but he did not get a point in this one, so his point streak has been snapped, but the Boston Bruins extend their home win streak to 11 games. The Buffalo Sabres took care of business against the Vegas Golden Knights, beating Vegas 3-2. Tage Thompson's found the back of the net in the victory for his 8th consecutive game with a point. And Buffalo Sabres head coach Lindy Ruff picked up his 700th career win with the Buffalo Sabres. Congratulations to him. On the Vegas Golden Knights side, they were without their captain, Mark Stone, who left the last game with an injury. He's ruled day to day. The New Jersey Devils took care of business against the 2-time reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, beating the Panthers 5-1 over in New Jersey. It was game 1 of a 7-game homestand for the Devils. The Florida Panthers are just reeling, and that pretty much all but secures what their fate is likely going to be this season, probably missing the playoffs. Tough loss for the Florida Panthers, who Thomas Nosek, by the way, made his season debut for Florida after missing the first 60 games with a knee injury. The Utah Mammoth bounced back after the tough loss to the Blackhawks on Sunday with a 3-2 victory over the Washington Capitals. 2 primary assists for Clayton Keller in the victory for Utah. And then let's get to some other scores around the NHL. The Columbus Blue Jackets are currently up 3-2 on the Nashville Predators. That game is late in the third period. Speaking on the Nashville side, by the way, Michael McCarron, Nashville Predators forward, was held out of this game for roster management reasons. Turns out he was later traded to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for a second-round pick in 2028. So McCarron ends up moving to the Minnesota Wild, staying within the Central Division, though. The Dallas Stars are currently up 2-1 on the Calgary Flames late in the first period. Dallas is looking for their 10th consecutive win. Jamie Benn has factored in on both of the goals for Dallas with a goal and an assist. No Rupe Hintz for the Dallas Stars, who is out with an illness. The Ottawa Senators and Edmonton Oilers are squaring off in Edmonton tonight. It's a 2-2 score through one period of play. Leon Draisaitl has both of the goals for the Edmonton Oilers. Tim Stützle has factored in on one of them to extend his point streak to 10 games. The Oilers, by the way, have won 15 of their last 18 games on the Ottawa Senators. And by the way, if you are wondering, former Blackhawks defenseman Connor Murphy is not in the lineup for the Oilers. They actually just tweeted out a video about an hour ago of Murphy landing in Edmonton, welcoming the Edmonton fan base to the Oilers. He's expected to make his Oilers debut on Friday. And then 3 other games tonight. The Minnesota Wild are hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning later in the second of a TNT doubleheader. Kirill Kaprizov is looking to make Minnesota Wild history. His next goal will be the most goals in Minnesota Wild franchise history. He's currently sitting at 219, which is tied with Marian Gaborik. And then the Anaheim Ducks are hosting the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Anaheim is seeking its 6th consecutive victory. And then the San Jose Sharks are hosting the Montreal Canadiens later tonight. The Canadiens are 5-0-2 in their last 7 games, and Cole Caulfield has 14 goals in his last 12 games, averaging more than a goal per game. Elsewhere in sports, some big Bears news earlier today. Pro Bowl center Drew Dahlman is retiring after 5 seasons in the NFL. Dahlman signed a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Bears last offseason. Now the Bears are going to have another hole to fill this offseason. Meanwhile, over at Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, the Blackhawks and Jets are knotted up at 1. We'll break down the second period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Join me, John Williams, middays 10 to 2 on WGN Radio. We'll be right back.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port, Chicago, Illinois.
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget, because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
At Motorworks in Barrington, 6 iconic brands come together to meet all your automotive needs. From BMW and Mercedes-Benz to Cadillac, Porsche, Honda, and Infiniti, their showroom offers an unmatched selection. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned, or simply need trusted care for your current vehicle, Motorworks has you covered. Visit today and see why Chicagoland drivers have trusted Motorworks in Barrington for decades. A proud member of the Mergado Automotive Group.
Motorworks.com. The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Second intermission in Winnipeg. The Blackhawks and Jets are knotted up 1-1 through 2 periods of play. Hawks end up allowing the first goal in the first period during a 4-on-4 opportunity. It was Dylan Sandberg scoring his first goal of the season. Hawks countered later on with 1:12 left, thanks to a power play goal by Teuvo Teravainen. But not much going on in the goal department in that second period. But I thought the Hawks did have their looks, specifically Connor Bedard. I thought he was the best player on the ice in that second period. I wrote down 3 or 4 chances that he had. One that happened about 3:08 left into the first. The other that happened a couple minutes after that. And then 3 minutes later, he also had an opportunity midway through the second. I thought he was really good in that period. We also, you heard Steve talk about the line of Tyler Bertuzzi, Jason Dickinson, and Ilya Mikheyev, really noticeable in that second period as well. Mikheyev, he opened the game with a grade A scoring chance about a minute and a half into the contest. Then in the second period, about midway through the second, had another kind of partial breakaway that he ends up getting denied. And then a few minutes, like 30 seconds after that, Jason Dickinson gets a pass from Ilya Mikheyev, but he's denied by Connor Hellebuck. So I thought that line was really humming in the second period. The numbers back it up too. Scoring chances when the Bertuzzi, Dickinson, Mikheyev line is on the ice in this game, 4-0 in favor of Chicago. Always like to see the 0 specifically on the defensive side. I thought they've been playing well. It hasn't been a high event hockey game whatsoever. Looking at the high danger chances, according to Natural Stat Trick, at even strength, they have them as 3-1 in favor of the Blackhawks. Now, for context, the Hawks' fewest high danger chances allowed that they've given up in a game this season at even strength is 5. So the Hawks have only given up 1. They've done a really nice job protecting the house, but it hasn't been one of those games where it's been run and gun. It's been kind of some tight checking hockey, more of like a boring type style, which I don't think either coach would mind because both teams are playing structurally sound. But we got a 1-1 score, not much happening. But hopefully things will open up in the third period. Tonight's third period projections are sponsored by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself, expect more from your money. Get started today at robinhood.com/yourmoney. Hopefully the Hawks can maybe draw a penalty in the third period and capitalize on the power play momentum that they've been building over the last couple games, and especially earlier today, scoring a power play goal for the 4th consecutive game. Let's see if maybe they can close things off in the third period. We're going to set up that final frame coming up next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. You know, I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DT Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
When injuries slow you down, you need a team that knows how to get you back in the game. At Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, their highly trained professionals work together to deliver empathetic, timely, and efficient patient care so you can move better, live better. And if an injury happens after hours, they've got you covered with IBJI Ortho Access beyond their regular clinic hours. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Learn more at IBJI.com. That's IBJI.com.
Protecting your membership means ensuring they understand their rights before an injury occurs. I'm Matt Coleman, partner at the law offices of Coleman, Lynch & Partners. Our attorneys conduct union hall presentations to keep your membership informed about changes in the work injury laws, emerging workplace hazards, and the important steps to take immediately after an injury. We tailor our presentations to address the specific risks and challenges your members face day in and day out. Schedule us for your next union meeting to help protect your members before they need a lawyer. Coleman, Lynch & Partners, working lawyers for working families.
Many people ask, how often should you have your fireplace inspected? The answer is every year. So if you can't recall the last time you had your fireplace inspected, schedule now with WINNIPEG for just $72. Visit WGNfireplace.com.
WGN Chicago is your radio home for the Hawks, the Cats, March Madness, and the Indy 500 on air and on smart devices worldwide. It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Charlie Romeliotis with your recap.
Hawks and Jets are getting ready for the third period over at Canada Life Center. Hawks had a tough night in the faceoff circle on Sunday, but they're at 48% in this game today. If they win one more, they'll even things out at 50-50 for each team. Nick Foligno has won all 5 of his draws in this game so far. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Let's throw it back over to John and Steve over in Winnipeg, where they will hopefully bring home 2 points to wrap up this 4-game road trip.
I like how you're thinking there, Charlie. We're thinking the same thing. I found something in the game notes that I shared with Steve before we came back onto the airways. The records by both of these teams when tied after 2 periods, they're almost identical. The Blackhawks 2-19-1, the Jets 2-19-2. And so for the Winnipeg Jets, who see this homestand as their opportunity for a springboard to get back into the playoff hunt, they need to get down to business quickly, while the Hawks can be the spoiler, I guess, if you think about those situations. We get an icing call here on the Jets as we get the period started off, so they'll face it off back down inside the Winnipeg zone in the circle to Hellebuck's left. Well, Jonathan Taves is going to take the draw.
I think the talk in the dressing room, John, especially for the Blackhawks, is, hey, guys, we just lay it on the line for 20 minutes. This is an outstanding road trip, and I know they've only won 2 of the 4 games if they win this one, but very easily could have won in Nashville and in Colorado, so I think you're going to see them push here. There'll be a push from the Blackhawks. They want to finish on a high note and head home and get some home cooking back at the United Center.
A couple of days before they play, and that game, we were talking about that a little while ago, against the Vancouver Canucks. Hope all of you will come down to the United Center and join us. Should be a fun night of hockey. Back inside the Jet zone, left wing corner, Bedard feeds the left circle. Green shoots, he scores! Oh, Ryan Green let it rip. A nice feed there from Bedard from the left wing corner. Green pulled the puck back to his forehand and snapped it into the top shelf past Hellebuck. 32 seconds into the frame. It's 2-1 Hawks.
And with that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito, celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And yeah, I heard Charlie Romeliotis talking about Connor Bedard in his game. And he was the best player in that second period. You won't believe the pass he makes here. Literally no room along the boards. It's a dump in. He gets the puck. It's bouncing. He's got 2 guys in his back pocket, and he spins around and throws a perfect strike right onto the stick of Ryan Green. And Ryan Green places a perfect shot just over the shoulder of Connor Hellebuck. And literally 30 seconds into this third period, Blackhawks grab the lead.
It's number 8 on the season for Ryan Green from Connor Bedard. I mentioned 32 seconds into the frame. Let's see how the Jets respond. Dickinson from the left wing corner, Jet zone, centering the puck. Swept out of there, however, by DeMello. Lowry to DeMello. He'll put it ahead to center ice. Perfetti's got the puck into the Hawk zone, turns it over. Nazar breaking back the other way. Carries over the jet line, gave it to Mikheyev. To Bertuzzi, to Mikheyev, left circle. Had a little trouble with that hot-to-handle pass. And he's pushed off the puck in the corner by Lowry. The Jets come out of their end. Perfetti at center ice to Lowry over the Hawk line. Right point. Sent the puck across. This is into the skates of one of the Hawks. And now Mikheyev will move it ahead to Bertuzzi. Over the jet line. Left circle. He shoots. And a glove save made by Hellebuck. And he'll hold on.
That was a tough save for Connor Hellebuck. Tyler Bertuzzi, I just love the way he plays. You know, sometimes he looks a little messy out there. Maybe not the prettiest skater, but he fades to his left, shoots back to his right. And Connor Hellebuck had to be really sharp on that play. I think he might have even used the defenseman as a little bit of a screen, but it's a great start here to the third period. Minute and a half in, and the Blackhawks played a lot in the Winnipeg zone.
Going to be Donato facing off with Scheifele. The drop of the puck, the Jets get it. Salomonson in the corner. Came over, by the way, from the New York Rangers in a trade that involved Morgan Barron. Barron, a very interesting guy. If we get a chance, we'll talk about him a little bit. At center ice, Donato to a loose puck. Flips it back to Levshunov, Hawk line. Headed ahead on the left wing, Del Mastro, center ice. He strokes the puck down the boards into the Jet zone, around the net to the right wing corner. Nazar there, whips it back around. Del Mastro from the left wing boards, fires. That was blocked on the way through. Now Connor misplays the puck to center ice. Artyom Levshunov chased back into the Hawk zone by the aforementioned Kyle Connor. Levshunov retreats behind the Hawk net, then moves up the left wing side. Makes a pass ahead to Donato over the Jet line. He's able to shrug a check, move it high slot. Crevier, wrist shot. Oh, that hit the post. Loose puck in front. Slager fires it in on goal, and a glove save is made by Hellebuck. Whistle stopping play. It seems like suddenly the Blackhawks are getting their shots through.
Well, just a great breakup up the ice, and I love the pass from Ryan Donato. A backhand pass through the slot right under the stick of Louis Crevier, and we know how Louis Crevier can bring it. And this was not a slap shot, it was a wrister. And then the follow-up attempt, I think that was Oliver Moore off to the side, maybe trying to bank this in off of a player. No, it actually didn't. It ended up being kind of a partial shot from Slaggert, and Connor Hellebuck wisely saw that puck midair, grabbed it out of the air, and he has a draw off to his right-hand side.
Going to be Foligno facing off with Barron of the Jets. Barron wins this draw to the corner. Luke Shen there will lift it down to the Hawk line. Vlasic with a quick feed to the Jet line with the puck. Fleury took it there for Winnipeg. Over to Shen, head to Barron through center ice. Put it into the Hawk zone, but right onto the stick of Vlasic, who snaps it off the boards to center ice. Jets get the puck back. Fleury moving it ahead now to center ice. Just deflects down into the Hawk zone. Vlasic takes a hit, but unloads a pass up the middle of the ice to center ice. And Landon Slaggert there will dish it off the right side boards and down in behind the Jets net. There to get it, Luke Shen. Head to Dylan Sandberg. University of Minnesota at Duluth product. He draws a penalty that's going to put the Jets on the power play. Connor Bedard hooked him up a little bit. So the Jets are going to get their second power play opportunity on the night.
There's a situation where Sandberg, I think, felt that stick under his arm, kind of grabbed onto it, and looked like a hook.
Penalty number 98, 2 minutes. Okay.
Looking is the call on Connor Bedard, and Connor Bedard went palms up on the play. I guess by the letter of the law, it was a hook, but Sandberg kind of helped it along. Smart play by the defenseman who scored the only goal so far by the Winnipeg Jets. And now Winnipeg with the man advantage.
Penalty at 3:07 of period number 3. Draw one by the Hawks. Mikheyev clears it around the boards and all the way down. Stanley back to get the puck behind the Jets net. And a pass up to right wing, Velarde at center ice. Dropping the puck back into the Jet zone to Scheifele, who seems to be having trouble holding on to the puck. He retreats with the puck to the Jet line and then into the Jet zone. And he'll take a handoff now from Velarde. Scheifele through center. Moves into the Hawk zone, had his stick given a bump. Lost the puck to Vlasic behind the net. He drives it around the left wing boards and down into the Jet zone. And Stanley back to get it as the Hawks change up their penalty killers.
Good stick by Vlasic just to the blue line. On the entry by Winnipeg, he knocked it off the stick and an easy clear for Chicago.
Ordinarily, we'd see Connor Murphy doing yeoman work in this kind of a situation, but he's been traded to Edmonton, so the other Blackhawk defensemen pick up the slack. Velarde from beside the net, put one out to the line, picked off by Slaggert, who tried to bump it past Stanley and go behind him and get it, race in on the Jets net, but Stanley with that long reach knocked it away, but the puck is cleared down ice by Crevier.
That would have been a 2-on-0. Slaggert was out there with another penalty killer, and Stanley, he was flat-footed. He just knocked that out of midair. He got really lucky.
A follow into the Hawk zone, gave the puck to Jonathan Taves along the left boards. To Fleury, left point. Put it right point now to Lowry. Moving it down the boards, picked off by Grizzlick. Head to Dickinson to McKay Hawk blue line, and he'll clear it the rest of the way down. 28 seconds left on Bedard's penalty.
Another textbook penalty kill here by the Blackhawks. Very aggressive and getting the clears when they can.
I follow to center ice, crisscrossing with Nyquist in over the Hawk blue line. Nyquist put it back to the right point to Fleury. Put it in the high slot. Taves, long wrist shot is into the glove of Spencer Knight, and he holds on to the puck for the whistle. Well, now we're down to 12 seconds left on the Jets' power play.
Wouldn't Jonathan Taves love to score in a situation like this on the power play? Really the only shot they've had so far with the man advantage here on their last power play. And unfortunately for Jonathan, no screens in front. So relatively easy save for netminder Spencer Knight. He saw that from about 45 feet out and an easy glove save.
Draw to Knight's right. Controlled by the Hawks. Crevier trying to go into the thing called the Crevier crab and milk the clock. He could not, had the puck pulled away. Jets get it back. Penalty time up. Hawks at full strength. Nyquist left circle. Put it down toward the net. Redirected in on goal. Turned out of there by Knight. And then Iafallo fires from the top of the left circle. That goes high and wide. Puck held in right point to Mello. Put it to the left point. And a shot from Sandberg sails wide. Now on the right wing corner. Vlasic snaps the puck up the left wing side. Connor Bedard in center ice. Bedard then loses the handle of the Jet blue line. Taves doubling back, took the puck away, and he'll retreat deeper into the Jet zone and drop it off to Sandberg in front of the net. Moves the puck up the left wing. Pearson center ice. Runs into Rinzel. Lost the puck. Teravainen back into the Jet zone. Top of the right circle. Wires a shot over the net. Donato in the left wing corner. Spins it around to the right point. Rinzel. Back to Donato in the right wing corner. Angled off the puck by Sandberg. Morgan Barron then tries to clear. Taken away by the Hawks. Teravainen floats one in from the high slot. And Hellebuck alertly drops on the puck at the top of the crease. Holds it. Whistle stops play. We'll take a break. 2-1 Hawks with 13:58 left in the third here in Winnipeg. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Charlie Romeliotis. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel ever, and it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last season after season. Connect with a local contractor or visit free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, listen up, Chicago. When you're looking for replacement windows and doors, don't put your trust in a company, put it in a family.
Next Door and Window is local and family owned. We've been serving Chicago homeowners for over 23 years. Right now, when you buy one window, you'll get one 30% off with 18 months of interest-free financing.
So when you're looking for window and door experts you can trust, call 844-600-NEXT or visit nextwindow.com today.
We're right next door.
I'm John Landecker, keeping you company weeknights 7 until 10. Now, back to the ice.
Well, thanks, John. And all Blackhawks wins this season are sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. And if you're joining us late, we had a 1-1 hockey game going into the third period, and literally 30 seconds in, great play by the superstar Connor Bedard, who is wearing the A tonight. Yep. Pulled the puck off the boards, spotted Ryan Green, and Ryan Green has got the go-ahead goal.
By the way, the Blackhawks were able to kill that penalty, and they have come back to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics, on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. 13 of 14 on the road trip so far, Steve, with just under 14 minutes left in regulation in this one. In behind the Hawk net, Spencer Knight went out to play a dump-in, stopped it there looking for a teammate. Rinzel was a little bit late getting there. Donato grabs the puck and he put a pass ahead. This misses everybody and goes down, and we're going to get icing here to the Hawks. Communication so important between the goaltenders and the defensemen.
Somebody has just thrown a Coke right in front of the Blackhawks bench, and right now Jeff Blashill turning around, taking a look, as is Oliver Moore. We might have a little bit of a delay here while they scrape this up, but it came from somebody maybe 3 or 4 rows behind the Blackhawks bench. Just getting back to your last point, though, John, was that they killed 13 of 14 since the break?
14 so far on the trip.
Yeah, so, it's funny. When a penalty kill gets on a roll, you take a lot of pride in it, and it just seems to get stronger and stronger because the guys are very well aware of that they are #1 in the NHL, that they've been well over 90% since the start of the new year. And it's something that's a sense of pride for those guys. And, think about it. A lot of the penalty killers aren't your everyday stars out there, whether it's a Vlasic or a Crevier, even up front, Landon Slaggert, Mikheyev, Jason Dickinson. Those guys are just, hard workers. And that's their opportunity to shine. And, boy, have they been shining shorthanded for the Blackhawks this year.
You think about the foot soldiers that are involved in that. You mentioned Landon Slaggert. He comes to mind for me, a guy that maybe he makes a team because of his ability to kill penalties and work hard and provide those fourth line minutes.
Well, that's a good point. Sometimes, especially like in training camp, it might come down to, well, who do we need? Well, you want a guy who can not only be a fourth line energy guy, but can kill penalties and can take faceoffs every once in a while and has speed. And those are all those things that Landon Slaggert possesses. So he has really improved his stock. And what I love about him too, he plays in a couple of games. He plays okay, and then he's a healthy scratch because they've got to get somebody else in the lineup. Never complains about it. Just continues to go out there and work really hard in practice, in the tape room, in the weight room. And that is not lost on this coaching staff. I think they're really happy with the way that he has grown as a player. He's grown as a professional.
Sam Lafferty would kind of be in that same classification, but Sammy's more of a veteran anyway. Well, they've cleaned up the mess in front of the Hawks bench. Faceoff will be back in the Hawks zone. Circle of Knights left. Nazar facing off against Mark Scheifele. Now Nazar wins the puck to the far corner, gets it himself. Passing up the left wing to Donato. Then Nazar and Donato collide at the Hawks blue line. Jets get the puck back. Connor flings it back into the Hawk zone. This rolls onto the stick of Donato, who tried to clear it out. Iafallo took the puck away behind the net. He put it out in front, and Scheifele pounds a shot in on goal. Pad save made by Knight. Follow-up shot missed. Scheifele with the puck in the left wing corner. Doing a rough ride there from Rinzel. Rinzel relentless on his check, strokes the puck away, but not out. Held in at the left point. Stanley to Salomonson right point. Floats one in toward the net. Outstanding defensive play there by Del Mastro to tie up Iafallo, and then in the same motion block that shot. Then Connor fires from the left wing corner, and this hits the side of the Hawk net, which has become dislodged because Spencer Knight was leaning on it. And let's see if they're going to penalize Spencer Knight. I don't think they're going to.
No, he was just leaning up against that post, trying to seal it from Connor, who likes to go short side, likes to go high short side. And, I think he was probably aware that he was pushing it off its moorings, but a smart play by the KG veteran netminder, Spencer Knight. He realized they were in a little bit of trouble. It all started with a turnover. And Ryan Donato, it was a tough play by him. He just tried to throw it up the middle of the ice. It went off a skate. I believe it was Iafallo's skate, and that's how they got into a little bit of trouble.
Well, the draw stays in the Hawk zone. Just a circle to Knight's left. Donato wins it from the corner. Del Mastro scoops the puck out to the line, held in by DeMello. Then a nice pump check there by Teravainen just inside the line on the stick of Perfetti. Puck comes free, and Donato carries down into the Jet zone. Put the puck around behind the net, left wing corner. McCabe there battling with Adam Lowry, the Jets captain. Lowry scrapes it away to Sandberg behind the net. He'll carry it out up the left wing side. Goes rink wide with a pass to Mello. Over the Hawk line on the right wing to Velarde, to Perfetti, right circle, shoots, and down is Spencer Knight with a butterfly save, and he'll hold the puck. Whistle stopping play, 12-12 left now in the frame. 2-1 in favor of the Hawks. Shots 19-17 in favor of the Blackhawks.
Should point out that Spencer Knight, because he knocked the net off its moorings that last face-off about 30 seconds ago, the Blackhawks were not able to change. So it was real important that they won that draw, and Frank Nazar has done a real good job in the face-off department. Also point out, Spencer Knight sitting on 3 straight losses. Certainly not his fault. Only allowed 3 goals against Columbus, 3 against Nashville, and only 2 against Colorado. In fact, he only allowed 1 goal against Colorado. 1 was an empty netter. So he has been holding up his end of the bargain. Unfortunately, the last couple of games prior to the Utah game, Blackhawks just weren't able to score a lot of goals.
Here's Dickinson tracking the puck down near corner Hawk zone. Put the puck behind the net. Vlasic has to take the icing. He fires it up the left wing boards. Nobody there. It'll go all the way down. Icing the call. Face off again back in the Hawk zone. Jets putting on some pretty good pressure there.
Yeah, they are. But if I'm the coaching staff and Jeff Blashill in particular, I'll take an icing versus a turnover. You've got a 50-50 chance of winning this draw. And with Jason Dickinson, maybe a little over 50%. So you don't want to turn it over in your own end. They're going to get a good look and just reset, regroup, and they did win the faceoff.
They did win it. Vlasic pumps it up the boards, not out of the zone. Held in at the right point by Stanley. Put it down to the right wing corner. Kyle Connor. Connor now pushed off the puck by McCabe. Rolls up the left wing side. Dickinson pushes the puck to center ice. Jets get it back. Here's Mark Scheifele over the center ice circle. to Logan Stanley. Steps into the Hawk zone left point, down to Scheifele, left wing corner. Scheifele holding the half boards, gave it high slot. Salamanson with a shot, and that redirects in on goal. Turned out of there by Knight in the butterfly position. Stanley, right point, flips it across, ends up in the near circle, and Iafallo pumps it in on goal. And Knight is again down in the butterfly position to make the save. A little bit of a scramble in front of the net, and it looked like possible goaltender interference there.
Yeah, Iafallo does a real good job, lifting the stick of the defender, getting to that puck first, and a turnaround slap shot. Spencer Knight's been really good because, I mentioned earlier in this hockey game, Winnipeg, one of the bigger teams in the NHL. They got a bunch of big forwards, and they've been trying to park themselves in front of Spencer Knight, take away his eyes. He's done a real good job of fighting through that screen and finding pucks.
I mentioned their average age. They are the second oldest team in the NHL. 10 of their players are 30 or over. So it could be a daunting task for Kevin Cheveldayoff if this team doesn't make the playoffs. You wonder where they go from here. Draw one by the Hawks. Levshin off the corner. Pumps the puck behind the net. Hayes took it there. Shot it off the foot of one of the referees in the far corner. Hawks get the puck back. Bedard cleverly put it through his feet over to Levshinoff, and he'll skate into center ice up the right wing. Flings it down the boards behind the Jets net. Hellebuck plays the puck into the far corner. Sandberg will move the puck ahead. Nyquist over the Hawk line. Left circle, drops it off the Taves. He's immediately defended by Grzelcyk, who lifts the stick off the puck. Sandberg held it in left point to Pearson, high slot. Long wrist shot goes wide off a deflection. Green takes the puck along the right boards to Burakovsky at center ice in front of the benches. Now to Connor Bedard out in front of the Hawks bench. He just casually drops the puck down between the circles, Hawks zone. Ethan Del Mastro there.
It's a great defensive play by Matt Grzelcyk, and you mentioned it, John. He just blocked the pass. DeMello, their defenseman, had jumped up on the play. Jonathan Taves looking for him, and Grzelcyk stopped it.
Back in the Hawk zone, Renzel put the puck over to Del Mastro along the left boards. He swept it ahead to center ice. Taken back by Walker Dewar into the Hawk zone. But again, Ethan Del Mastro with the long stick. Poke checks the puck up the left wing side to Foligno. Dumps it to the right wing corner, Jet zone. Oliver Moore there. Flung it back to the right point to Renzel. He sent it back down the dasher behind the Jets net for Landon Slaggert. Slaggert put the puck to the near boards, but the Jets' Cole Kepke took it away and drops it into the corner now. And Fleury will skate it to center. Moving it ahead off the stick, actually the skate of Gabe Velarde, Hawk blue line. Foligno took it back, Hawk line. Teuvo Teravainen over the center ice circle. Then he poke checks the puck down ice to the left wing corner, Jets in. Velarde there. Will sweep it away to Stanley. Stanley now moving the puck to Cole Perfetti at center ice. He strokes it down the left side boards behind the Hawk net. Knight sent it up the left wing side. This deflects over to Perfetti now on the high slot. Moves it to Lowry, left wing corner. To Gabe Velarde back of the Hawk net. He misplaced the puck. Crevier in the near corner. Hit from behind by Lowry, but fends off the check. Moves the puck to Grzelcyk. Put it up the left wing side. This deflects back to Grzelcyk in the far corner. He sent the puck behind the Hawk net near corner to Crevier, who sent it up the right wing to Donato, who lost the puck into the Hawk zone, but Teravainen right there to shovel it out to center ice. Jets have to regroup. Now Nazar to a loose puck, Hawk blue line. Hawks in a line change. Nazar will take the puck and navigate back into the Hawk zone, drop it at Crevier between the circles. He'll hand it ahead to Mikheyev at center, who carries back into the Hawk zone. He hands it now to Grzelcyk along the left wing boards. He'll fire the puck diagonally across the rink into the right wing corner, Jets in. Dylan Sandberg there. To Connor along the boards. To Sandberg back in the net. To DeMello along the right boards. Head to Connor center ice. To Iafallo into the Hawk zone along the right side board. Vlasic in there to puck check it away, but the Jets get it back. Scheifele from the left wing corner centers. This is off of Iafallo's stick. Couldn't get a clean shot away. Vlasic behind the net. Had the puck stripped away by Kyle Connor. To DeMello right point. Long wrist shot into the glove of Spencer Knight, and he'll hold on. 7:57 left in the third here in Winnipeg. Hawks 2, the Jets 1. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Chicago's very own. WGN. When and where you want us.
Jiffy Lube's quick, quality 15-minute oil change service will have your car ready before you know it. It's so fast, you'll find yourself saying, already ready? Even now, after I just told you, you'll still be surprised at how fast and efficient it is. Plus, Jiffy Lube does more than just oil changes fast. They'll take care of the preventive maintenance your car needs to keep running smoothly, like free fluid top-offs, battery checks, and more. All in a jiffy. So come in today. You're practically already ready.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry. Offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, Chicago fans, when the game's on the line, there's no time to waste. Same goes for selling your house. At Jeff Buys Your House, we make it fast, easy, and stress-free. No drawn-out showings, no waiting for months on the market. Just a fair cash offer from a veteran-owned company that puts people first. Don't let the clock run out. Choose the trusted source. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com and score your easy offer today.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Well, thanks, Chris. Welcome back to Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Jets started the scoring back in period number 1. Dylan Sandberg with his first of the year, but then it was Pavel Teravainen on the power play later in period number 1. Assist to Nazar and Bedard. And then just at the start of this third period, Ryan Green on assists from Bedard, who has 2 assists now in this game, and Sam Rinzel. Well, Connor Bedard, in the 9 games he has played against Winnipeg, 5 goals, 6 assists.
He's done okay, right?
That's pretty good.
Not bad at all. Now Stanley hammers one from the left point Hawk zone. This goes over the net. I don't think Knight got a good look at that. Loose puck along the right boards. Bedard will lift it out the center ice over the stick of Foligno and down to the Jets' blue line. Elias Salamanson there, ahead to Kyle Connor, center ice to Mark Scheifele over the Hawk line, stopping top of the left circle, put it back to Salamanson. Long shot to the blue line, blocked in front by Dickinson. Connor's got the puck behind the net, rolls out right circle, put it toward the net. Knight is down with a butterfly save. Loose puck pulled out of there by Ilya Mikheyev, who makes a smart play to clear the puck off the boards down to the Jets' blue line, forcing the Jets to regroup.
I do not know how that stayed out because Spencer Knight made the stop. It was between his legs. It looked like Scheifele had his stick there, but somehow couldn't poke it over the goal line.
Crevier now behind the Hawk net with the puck passing up the right side. Here's Dickinson, center ice. Carries to the Jet blue line, dumps the puck off the right wing corner boards. Bertuzzi circling in to get it, move it to the left point. Grzelcyk there. Fires the puck off the glass behind the Jets net. Sandberg of the Jets put it to the near corner to Connor, who had his pocket picked by Oliver Moore. To Levshunov right point, to Grzelcyk left point. Now put it there, left point, Mikheyev down to Grzelcyk left wing corner. Carries behind the net, sets up Levshunov, who fires from the right circle. That shot blocked. Grzelcyk now high slot. Put the puck over left wing boards intended for Slaggert. Jonathan Taves intercepts, but then Slaggert racing back in a back-checking mode. Sort of submarine Johnny, and Johnny went down to the ice. He's back up on his feet and okay, but he turned over the puck. Outstanding hustling effort there by Slaggert.
Yeah, it's a real good back check. You know, speed and body positioning, separate man from puck. Textbook hockey.
Here's Oliver Moore with a handoff from Foligno down into the Jet zone. Had his stick lifted off the puck. Aiden Fleury the other way. Run into by Del Mastro as he crosses the Hawk blue line down the left wing side. Drop the puck off for Velarde. Velarde along the boards, bothered by Foligno, lost the puck to Del Mastro. Mastro sent it around to Levshunov, then to the Hawk blue line, and swept off the boards there by Foligno down ice into the Jets end. 5:35 left in the third. Hawks 2, Jets 1 here in Winnipeg. Ryan Donato, far corner, Hawk zone. Redirects the puck up the left wing side to Nazar, and he'll poke check it to center ice. Lowry hands it across the rink to Sandberg, racing down the left wing side into the Hawk zone where he meets Ethan Del Mastro and wedged off the puck. Hawks get it back. Donato floats it through the air into the Jet zone right wing side to Teravainen. He runs into Luke Shen, who goes down, but Shen shot it to the line, held in by Rinzel. Long shot from the right point. Butterfly save made by Hellebuck. 5 minutes left in period number 3. 2-1 Hawks. Gold Perfetti at center ice. Brooks it down the boards behind the Hawk net. Spencer Knight out to play it there. To Vlasic in the near corner. Trying to fend off a check from Iafallo and does, and then backhands the puck down into the Jet zone. And we're going to get icing here to the Hawks. 4:45 left in the third period. 2-1 in favor of the Blackhawks. I don't know. That's a little bit iffy on that icing call to me. It looked like Salamanson could have gotten to that puck.
Yeah, kind of a backhand dish up the middle, and it ended up rolling a little bit. I think that's why it ended up crossing the goal line. And they're showing a replay right now on the Spencer Knight save. And boy, what an unbelievable job. Good awareness just to keep that out. He didn't know where it was and ended up going off his pad and harmlessly outside the blue paint.
Face off to Knight's left. Won by the Hawks. Burakovsky now to the puck in the near corner. Backhands it out over the center ice circle. Alex Iafallo back to get it there. To the Jet blue line, we'll drop it off to Logan Stanley. Excuse me. I knew I was going to do that. Logan Stanley put it ahead to Scheifele into the Hawk zone along the left board. Back to Stanley, top of the right circle. Sent it off a deflection toward the net, and it's gobbled up by Spencer Knight, who will hold on in the Hawk crease. All right. Money's on the line here. Hawks leading 2-1 with 4:18 left in period number 3 in Winnipeg. Can they hang on and close the deal and head back with an even 500 record on this 4-game road trip? Stick around and find out. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What if you could restore blood flow to someone's failing lungs in a matter of seconds? Our patient Mike had hard-to-reach blood clots deep in his lungs that were putting his heart under major duress, causing it to fail too. He could hardly climb a few steps. But thanks to a procedure pioneered by the Northwestern Memorial Hospital Interventional Cardiology Team, we cleared the clots with a minimally invasive procedure.
Anchored by the top heart and vascular program in Illinois by U.S. News and World Report, only Northwestern Medicine had the solution to save Mike. Tiny balloons were used to gently open the delicate vessels and restore blood flow. Northwestern Memorial Hospital was the first in Illinois to master this breakthrough method.
As Mike's nurse, I'm proud to have been a part of his journey from oxygen tank to breathing like a kid again.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
You've heard Tom Fortino, principal and founder of the Alpha Wealth Group, for years here on WGN. We invite you to join him Sunday mornings at 7 for the Alpha Wealth Hour. He'll be talking about what's going on in the financial world and the 5 pillars of a complete retirement plan. How to build guaranteed income, tax efficiency, a smart investment plan you can stick to, asset protection, and estate planning. That's Sunday mornings at 7 for the Alpha Wealth Hour with Tom Fortino here on AM 720 WGN.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Spencer Knight. Game on. It's time for Blackhawks hockey.
Back to Winnipeg. John Weideman along with Steve Conroy. Blackhawks lead the Jets 2-1 with 4:18 left in the third. I want to remind you that we passed the 5-minute mark just a few minutes ago. And that 5 minutes remaining in the game, sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change. It's time for the Four Seasons Face-Off. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric, and generators. And the Hawks do win the draw. Vlasic clears it off the left wing boards and down. We get an icing against the Hawks, and they'll do it all over again in the Hawks zone. To the right of Spencer Knight.
Well, currently leading the Winnipeg Jets. Should they hold on for this win, that'd be the second time in a row they beat Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck, 10-1-1 his last 12 games coming in against the Chicago Blackhawks. So he normally has their number. He's only allowed 2 goals.
By the way, if the shot was taken by Kyle Connor off the faceoff from the top of the left circle, this misses the Hawks net, hits the end boards, and then bounces out into the crease, and Spencer Knight plopped on it with the glove. Please continue.
Well, no, it's just he's been struggling a little bit, only because he hasn't been getting a lot of run support from his team. He's 0-2-3 in his last 5 starts. He's lost the last 2 in overtime. And as I mentioned, his team just failing to get the puck behind the opposition goaltender.
Jason Dickinson off the draw. The Hawks control. Dickinson just shot it up the right wing glass and down. And icing is the call. I don't know if there's been talk of the bench here, Steve, that they're content to do this because they're winning more of the draws.
Yeah, well, sometimes you're playing with fire, though. You know, the more you have draws in your own zone, it's an opportunity for possession to the other team. And with faceoffs, as you know, one of the few times in hockey you can kind of run a set play.
Well, this time it's going to be Ryan Green facing off with Mark Scheifele here. Now Green, has he been tossed off the dot? No, he's allowed to stay. Face-off circle to Knight's right. Hawks control. Another face-off win. Crevier fires the puck ahead. This looked like it hit a Jets player's stick on the way down, and again we get icing. So that 5 that was out there for the Hawks, they really haven't done too much since coming onto the ice.
Well, they've iced it 3 times. Yeah, you're totally right. It's almost like they're not looking to make a play. And, I can kind of see it because you try and make a play and nobody's open, you're forcing a turnover. So I guess the message from the bench is, unless you see an open man, just off the boards, high off the glass, and get it out.
Classic tried to clear this one, kept in by the Jets. Stanley, top of the right circle, guns one toward the net, goes wide on a deflection. Scheifele left wing corner to Stanley, left point. To Salamonson, right point. Sidesteps Dickinson, moves it left point Stanley. Put it down the boards now to Scheifele. Scheifele carrying around to the line. Louis Crevier with that long reach, reaches out and poke checks the puck off Scheifele's stick down into the Jet zone, allowing the Hawks a line change. Jets gain the Hawk zone. Scheifele now from the slot fires. That was blocked wide of the net. Bedard back the other way. Leads a 3-on-2 break to center ice. To Burakovsky over the Jet line to the left wing corner. Check there by Salamonson. Sheds the check. Hawks get the puck back. And now Grzelcyk at the left point. Takes a hit, but put the puck down behind the Jets net. Bedard's got it. Bedard to the left wing corner, then back behind the net. Turns to center the puck. This deflects to Scheifele. Scheifele will carry the puck out of the Jet zone to center ice and then turn it over at the Hawk blue line. Andrei Burakovsky there to Levshunov, right wing of center ice. He'll dump it off the inboards in behind the Jets net. Hellebuck then misplays the puck off the boards to center ice, and the Hawks get possession. Now Grzelcyk missing on a pass up the left wing for Teravainen at the Jet blue line, and this goes all the way down. And again, we get icing with 2:35 now left on the clock. 2-1 in favor of the Hawks. Somebody's got to have an icing bonus in their contract.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate because Matt Grzelcyk probably had an open man, but he ended up raising the puck. The winger couldn't get it, so it ended up sliding down the ice for icing. Earlier, though, I thought it was a real good defensive play by Connor Bedard. Kind of a slow change by the Blackhawks. It looked like Scheifele might get a shot, but Connor Bedard with the second effort prevented it.
Taves against Nazar on the draw. Taves wins this one. DeMello, top of the left circle, rips it in on goal, and a glove save made by Spencer Knight. He'll hold on to it there. We'll get another whistle and another face-off in the Hawk zone to Knight's right.
Keep looking down at Connor Hellebuck, and Scott Arniel, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, still has him in the crease. We'll keep an eye on that, though.
Excuse me. Taves wins another to DeMello. To Barron, left wing corner. To Taves back in the net. Leaving it there for Morgan Barron. And good work there by Nazar to lift Barron's stick off the puck. Lowry took it away to the half boards on the left wing side. Put the puck down behind the net. Grzelcyk gave Taves a bump, who puts it up the left wing side, not out of the zone. Held in by Sandberg. Down to Taves in the right wing corner. And then Grzelcyk reaching in for the Hawks. Hook checks the puck free. Levshunov goes down in a heap as Lowry pulls the puck away. Moves it around to DeMello along the left wing boards. To Lowry, left wing corner. He'll leave it in the corner there. Nazar takes a hit. Works the puck free ahead to Ryan Donato, who gains center ice. Donato over the center ice circle will just dump the puck lazily to the left wing corner in the Jet zone and get off on a change. We're down to 1:35 left on the clock. 2-1 in favor of the Hawks. Keeping an eye on Hellebuck. He's at the top of his crease. Now he'll head to the Jets bench. Jets are going to go with 6 attackers and an empty net. Vlasic shot the puck around, not out. Ends up at the top of the right circle. Salamonson firing a shot in and out of the glove of Knight. Over to Crevier, and he'll spin it down into the Jet zone. And now Bertuzzi takes the puck away left wing corner. Tried to feed it back for Mikheyev in front of the net. This is picked off by Scheifele of the Jets, and he'll carry to center. Scheifele centered in over the line. Velarde right circle, closing, will fire. Big save made by Knight with the blocker. And then Knight tries to glove the puck. It comes loose to the right wing corner. Jets get it back. Salamonson fires. Bertuzzi got down in front of that and blocked it. Puck cleared all the way down by Mikheyev. And icing's going to be called here to the Hawks. And Tyler Bertuzzi, boy, he took a bullet for the team right there.
He did, and make that Spencer Knight has made 3 or 4 spectacular saves, especially late in this third period. And, prior to this scramble, he good decision, smart decision by the veteran netminder. He gloved it, but he played it to I believe it was Louis Crevier to keep the play alive. He knew that his defenseman could get it out over the blue line. He ended up doing that. But then it was Winnipeg responding, coming back down the ice. And right now the shot's 29-20 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. They've had 4 in the last minute and a half. So, yeah, Spencer Knight doing a real good job here down the stretch.
Well, the Jets have called timeout. Davis Payne has all of the Jet players at the front of the Jets bench, along with the dry erase board, no doubt diagramming the play that he wants his team to execute. That's all predicated on whether they win the faceoff. The way the Blackhawks have been winning draws, it's not a guarantee.
No, it is not. But I like the way that obviously the team's playing. I think they've took their foot off the gas just a little bit here the last 5 minutes. Part of that is Winnipeg, too, taking some extra chances. But it was Spencer Knight who had the shutout back on January 19th against these Winnipeg Jets. So he has only allowed 1 goal now over the last almost 2 games now. Huge face-off here for Jason Dickinson.
It's going to be Dickinson against Taves. Face-off circle to Knight's right. Taves wins the draw. Stanley at the left point. To Scheifele. Now top of the left circle. And Perfetti, left circle. Fires. He scores. And the Jets have tied the score at 2 with 38 seconds left in period number 3. The team that's become so accustomed to playing into overtime looks like they'll do it again.
Yeah. You know, you take so many icings, and we haven't officially kept track of it, but I'd say at least 6 icings in this third period. And, you know, eventually it ends up catching you and biting you, and that's exactly what happened. Jonathan Taves wins a very important face-off. They move the puck around a couple of passes. They find Cole Perfetti, who is, you know, kind of open, but I think maybe Spencer Knight screened a little bit by his own defenseman. Alex Vlasic was in front, you know, moves a little bit, but not to the last second. And, yeah, I don't think Spencer Knight saw that cleanly. And a huge goal for Winnipeg late in this hockey game.
Well, the goal at 19:22 of the third period. Perfetti from Scheifele and Stanley. 2-2 with 30 seconds now left in regulation. Vlasic with the puck behind the Hawk net. Carries into the far corner, stopping there. He'll give it to Bedard back in the net. Passing up the right side, Burakovsky. He goes rink wide with a pass to Vlasic. He'll send it ahead for Green, who redirects the puck to the Jet blue line. Taken back by Lowry of the Jets. To Barron. He crosses the Hawk line on the left wing. He actually works it past Crevier behind the net. Then Crevier shoulders Iafallo off the puck. Bedard will place it ahead up the right wing side to Burakovsky, who deflects the puck to center ice, and the horn sounds, ending regulation. So 60 minutes in the books. Blackhawks and Jets are tied up at 2. Shots on goal favoring the Jets for regulation, 30-20.
And tonight's overtime is sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. And unfortunately for the Blackhawks, just a few too many draws in their own zone. You're playing with fire when you have guys like Scheifele and Jonathan Taves and Adam Lowry taking faceoffs, and it was a huge Jonathan Taves win late in this hockey game. I don't know, did he end up getting a secondary assist on that, John?
I think Stanley got the second assist.
Okay, yeah, so it got passed a couple of times, but it was the key faceoff win, a couple of passes, a perfect shot by Perfetti, and unfortunately Alex Vlasic, that big body, maybe screening his no netminder. And you got to feel for Spencer Knight. He made so many key saves down the stretch, so many big saves late in this third period. I look at the shots right now, 30-20 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. They had 17 shots in period number 3. And I think a lot of that was just the fact that the Blackhawks started a lot of plays in their own zone, faceoffs in their own end.
Well, the Jets this season, unlike last season, are 2-8 in overtime, in pure overtime, not the overtime and shootout records combined. Just pure overtime, the 5-minute stanza where they play 3 against 3. The Blackhawks are 2-4. And what's kind of weird about this, Steve, is that Connor Hellebuck has played the last 3 games that he has played into overtime, one of them being the gold medal game of the Olympics against Canada.
Well, he's used to it.
Yeah.
He's certainly used to this. The goaltenders have changed ends. And the Blackhawks starting with Frankie Nazar, Connor Bedard, and Alex Vlasic.
Jets are going to counter with their captain Adam Lowry, Morgan Barron, and Dylan DeMello. Hawks do have some history in overtime against the Jets. The guy that just claimed the puck off the draw, Connor Bedard, has some of that history with an overtime goal at the United Center against the Jets. He carries into the Jet zone on the left wing side, put a backhander in front of the net intended for Nazar. That's picked off by Lowry. Lowry to DeMello, to Barron, crossing the Hawk line on the right wing. Sides 3 against 3. Barron stopping along the right wing boards will retreat to center ice with the puck and hand it off to DeMello at the Jet blue line. Now Mark Scheifele on the ice along with Kyle Connor. Scheifele with the puck in between the circles, Jets in. He'll wind it up and carry out the center ice. Scheifele to the Hawk line, carries across, stopping near the left point. Put it over to Connor, right circle, shoots. Shoulder save made by Spencer Knight. Connor Bedard got to the puck behind the net. Here's Bedard. Nearly stripped of it by Scheifele, but hands it over to Vlasic, who one-hands that pass and carries through center with speed over the Jet line, down the left wing. Vlasic behind the net. Put it out to the right point, Nazar. Send it over left wing corner to Bedard. And he'll backhand the puck back down into the Hawk end. On the ice comes Sam Renzel and Andre Burakovsky. Now Ilya Mikheyev on the ice for the Hawks too. Renzel carries out the center. Hands it off to Burakovsky over the Jet line down the left wing side. Carries behind the net around to the right circle. Drops it off Mikheyev, closing to the net. Mikheyev took it in behind. Wraparound try. Stopped by Hellebuck, and look out. Here come the Jets. Perfetti back the other way. 2-on-2 with Taves over the Hawk line. Drops it off to Taves. High slot. Taves will leave it there at the line. Sandberg to Perfetti. Right circle. He fires, and that deflects wide. Sandberg now along the left wing boards. Will backhand the puck down ice back into the Jets' end as the Hawks will change up their 3. Levshunov, Green, and Teravainen. Taves, meanwhile, weaving into the Jet zone. Pushed off the puck at the left point by Levshunov. Hawks get it back. Green tried to clear it out. Taken away by the Jets. Here's a shot from Scheifele. He scores. When Green tried to clear the puck away, it was taken away by the Jets. And Mark Scheifele came off the Jets bench, took a pass from Dylan Sandberg, and fires it past Spencer Knight. The road trip ends with the Jets winning in overtime over the Hawks 3-2.
No, it's really unfortunate because Artie Levshunov was wide open at center ice. If Ryan Green had to just put a little more steam on that clearing attempt, it would have gone to Levshunov. He would have had a breakaway. Instead, kind of gets turned over into the pads of Sandberg. Sandberg turns and spots Scheifele. So Sandberg ends up with a goal and an assist in this hockey game. A very important assist on that overtime game-winning goal by Scheifele. And